I was clear with that, right? I said 40. I'm saying Niners. 49ers as in San Francisco 49ers, right? So I'm looking at the numbers in here right now. There's not many people here joining us yet, but a percentage of them are Rams fans, and I can't believe it. It's just like Emilio jumped in and got on them. I see Bang Bang Niner Gang. And listen, if you really want to have fun with Rams fans, Rudy Ramilia, the Ramilia leaves me a little tidbit or two each and every day on Twitter. Boy, we be. Fam, do you understand why a Ram would have anything to say right now? If I was a Rams fan, and I've done this even when I'm doing a 49 fan, I didn't mess with certain people because it was just like walking up saying and putting the gun in, go ahead and shoot. You know, I mean, you know what? What are you doing, Rams? What are you doing? Well, okay, enough of them. Anyway, Rams, you can hang out. I don't care. I'm just saying because you're gonna get abused. So that's kind of I'm entertained by that as well. Uh, but fam, let's get defense as today in good hands, in excellent hands. I don't know about the other guys that they were looking at, but I did know that this was my choice. Steve Wilks. That's oh man, we can just get Steve Wilks, and quiet as it's probably kept. You know, everybody that's anybody in the NFL in the coaching ranks knows each other, and they probably keep each other on speed dial. So I'm thinking probably as soon as Kyle Shanahan noticed, John Lynch for that matter, as soon as they noticed that Wilks had just got abused in Carolina, they probably got right on the phone. Listen. You want, if nothing else happens, if you want to be our D, because we think that D'Amico's going to leave us. If he does, you are our number one candidate. And we'll talk to a bunch of people. Don't you worry about that because you are going to be the guy, okay? We're going to set you up for an appointment right now. We'll wait. Just because you know that thing about tampering means nothing. They all talk to each other. I'm guaranteed. I promise you they are. And so they looked through a lot of the people in the names. Fangio was my other choice. But kind of make clear. Well, we'll talk about that. But here's the thing, because the Niners may have struck gold with the hiring of Steve Wilks, and Coach Shanahan expressed a desire to continue with the makeup of the NFL's stingiest defense. Coach Wilks had to have to agree with to all that and add his signature and flavor to the mix and leave his fingerprints all over. Because Steve Wilks is a bad boy. You know what? Some of Kyle's most epic battles was Steve Wilks over there running that defense on the other side of the field. And it seems defensive line coach Kris Kocurek agrees with Wilks as choice as he participated in the interviewing process on Monday. See that? And I'm glad that they had Kris sitting there, just letting him know, listen, you ain't got to bring a whole lot of people here, all right? But tonight, we're going to the phones after going over the hiring of new 49ers DC Steve Wilks, along with other matters concerning the good guys in red and gold. Not in the blue and gold, red and gold, Rams. Y'all need to, and don't be talking when grown folks are talking, Rams. Stay out the way. By the way, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the phone number and you'll see the PIN number. Get that stuff and get on in here and make a phone call and talk about what you think about this new hire. But, by the way, speaking of decisions and stuff like that regarding the 49ers, among many of the decisions the Niners will have to make this particular offseason is whether they'll pick up the fifth-year options for 2020 first-round picks, Javon Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk. I have posted this up on Twitter. Boy, y'all ain't nice. Boy, they just picked on Javon. I understand it, but I'm saying that was cold. Some of these guys were just cold. They were players selected in the first round of the draft. They're given a regular 4-year rookie deal with a club option for a fifth season, of course. And that fifth year is fully guaranteed an amount which is tiered based on how the players perform. A rookie deal is typically cheap, but the fifth-year option number generally isn't. Yesterday, Tuesday, the NFL released official salary numbers for the fifth-year options on 2020 NFL draft picks. Fam, I didn't even know about this. The deadline to exercise that option, I know how they make them offers, but I didn't know how far they could go. Now, there's the exercise option is May 1st. That's a 1 p.m. Pacific time slot. Kinlaw's fifth-year option as a defensive tackle with no Pro Bowl experiences. Do you know he will be in line for $11 million? $11,665,000 for the 2024 season. Now, I know what you're saying. Please indulge us in this when you get to the phone. And now, given his injury issues over the course of his career and some of his struggles when has played, it's kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? He'll pick up that option will be picked up. But if Kinlaw plays well in 2023, the Niners could still look to bring him back on a new deal. That fully guaranteed price tag in 2024, that's likely going to be a little steep. Fam, what would you do if Kinlaw came out and busted ass, came up with 7 8 sacks, was instrumental in the 49ers defense again being just crowned the baddest boys in defense in the NFL? What are you going to do? Because other teams are going to pay him that money. No, wait, we got the fifth-year option. We pick it up. You know what? Let's get into that. If you're a capologist or anything like that, explain that, okay? The decision on Ayuk will be a little more interesting. The wide receivers will, with no Pro Bowl appearances, have a fifth-year option of $14,124,000. That's a crazy number, huh? Yeah, that's where it's gone, fam. Inflation. I mean, that's the current market. And a big 2023 from Ayuk could mean he's worth well north of a dollar figure in free agency. He may be worth that now, fam, actually. He's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt he can hurt a team badly, provided he's used exactly the right way, and he was on a number of occasions last year, which was one of the reasons why we did so well offensively, other than the other guys on the team. The Niners might be smart to exercise that option on Ayuk to keep him through at least the 2024 season. It'd be worth the extra year. And then you can negotiate a long-term deal with him should things start to look a little bit like he's saying, y'all got to give me more money than that now. If he does start doing that whining thing, then you got to pay him, right? Or do something. Because even if he does plateau from a production standpoint, you still know what he can actually accomplish. And as he probably looks a lot better this year than he did last year. And no, it's not because he's the quarterback. It's probably due to him and his skills improving as well. So there's still plenty of for the Niners to work out before they need to make any decision on either Javon Kinlaw or Brandon Ayuk. They'll have free agency and the draft and hopefully a clear picture on a salary cap situation moving forward. Big Show has been sending me, Big Show's already, it's a preemptive strike for Big Show. He's already sending me all kind of links and names over on Twitter as to who's a badass. Look at the East West Shrine game and some other games, and some wide receivers do look promising. You know what? Things are to the point now that the 49ers might be looking hardcore at trying to save money because they're going to get their nucleus. I think it's already established, actually. And if you come in, the 49ers are going to take a page right out of the Belichick book of, I was winning before you got here, and I'll win after you leave. They might get that way, fam, but the money's not just endless anymore like it was back in 2018, 2019. Regardless of whether San Francisco uses those options, though, 2023 will be a big year for both Kinlaw and Ayuk with the clock winding down on their first NFL contracts. Fam, let's get right into this thing. Hey, in order to ensure a smooth transition from D'Amico to his replacement was a top priority for the Niners. We all knew that. You know, it's so funny because I'm thinking, we saw Robert Saleh leave, and I said, damn. Is D'Amico ready for this? Does he have experience in running a whole unit by himself? Can he handle this? See, here's the thing. There is no question with Wilkes. Now, I'm not saying I got nothing but love for D'Amico when he got the job he deserved. He did a great job. He did fantastic. The players loved him, and they played their ass off for him. But I look at Wilkes' polish and know what he's done to a lot of teams. Like I said, he used to stifle Kyle. Boy, we got an ace, boy. We got an ace there. Because I think the players realized that D'Amico left, and they're glad for him. So it's not like D'Amico got fired or anything like this. Steve's going to come in there and gain respect, I bet, in a heartbeat. All right, so I got to feel this. The defense ain't going to let down. And also, Steve Wilks is a secondary specialist. So you keep Kocurek where he is, in that frontline defense. Linebackers, Fred, Dre, and Alshar, they can hold their own classes on how to play linebacker by now. So, no matter what anybody says, they're fine. I ain't even worried about them. It was so crucial that Coach Shanahan wanted to involve at least one valued member of the defensive coaching staff when they did that interview. And that had to make clear that Coach Shanahan wanted to make clear that he just wanted to replace the vacancy left by D'Amico. And no need to start calling people, Coach, we got this. We got plenty of folks already here that know exactly what they're doing. Because really, all the coaching staff you got there that was part of that tough defense, they're not leaving. So, maybe one or so. But do we have any defensive coaches? Mostly people want the offensive coaches, and they already took D'Amico, the top guy. So Matt Barrows of The Atlantic reported that the Niners had everybody's favorite D-line coach, Kris Kocurek, spent time with Steve Wilks during his interview on Monday. I was delighted before hiring him as the team's new DC. Barrows noted that continuing to run the wide nine and ensuring the coaching personalities mesh well together was a top priority for the Niners, and well, it should be. I know that's right. And you're in charge, Coach. But you know what? This is like moving into a new house. It's fully furnished. Yeah, the landscaping's all done. You just got to come in here and live it up. You got to handle this, you got to handle that, and that's all you got to do, Coach. Run it. Josina Anderson also reported that the 49ers were actually mulling over the possibility of promoting Kocurek to DC before interviewing Wilks. However, as you already know, fam, Kocurek has never expressed a desire to move past coaching defensive lines. How many times does Kris have to tell people? He loves his work. Kris loves hanging back in the ranks and working in the trenches with the guys and getting them all fired up and sweat. I'm loving that he loves to do that. I worried that D'Amico was going to say, yo, Kris, listen, D'Amico, I love you, man. I know what you're getting ready to ask me. No, I know. Listen, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck in the world, but I do love the guys I got here. I'm gonna hang it up from right here in Santa Clara. But thanks for that offer. You just got to be honest. Don't tell D'Amico anything other. Don't get mad at him or anything for asking. He's got to ask. Why wouldn't I want the best defensive line coach in the NFL? So and Kris Kocurek said last year, D-line is my passion. When I was younger, first 3 or 4 years in the league, I took every single note I could possibly take on coverages and all this stuff. And then I'd be taking notes on coverages, and I was watching the D-line. Since I was in middle school, I've always put my hand in the ground, something I have passion for, and something I really don't see changing, unquote. You go, Kris. Warm it up, Kris. Well, hang it. I gotta get that down. Anyway, when asked what he was looking for in a new DC, Shanahan stressed maintaining continuity with the coaching staff. He's quoted saying, I love our defensive staff. I love our defense. I'm trying to get something where we don't have to turn much over. I would love to keep our same staff, so I'm going to talk to some guys on our staff. I'm going to talk to some guys outside of our staff, and hopefully, whichever way we decide to go, whether we bring in a new guy or not, it's someone who can work with who we have and what we've accomplished here. Because I love the scheme that we run. And I feel the foundation we have on the D-line at linebacker, at corner, at safety. I think our players fit very well in it, too. So I'm hoping to find someone who fits with us personality-wise and scheme-wise. Enter Steve Wilks. Ha, ha. Oh, way to go, Coach. Way to go. Don't tell me this man doesn't know what he's doing anymore, fam. I'll listen. If you got some squawks and pains about Kyle Shanahan, I understand. I've criticized him, Corden, many times when watching the game. I'm mad as hell sometimes. But you know what? That dude knows what he is doing. The Niners also interviewed former Washington Commanders defensive backs coach Chris Harris. And Shanahan reported he spoke with Vic Fangio, who accepted the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator job, as you know. Now, if Kyle made all the aforementioned clear to Vic, it had to be obvious that a whole lot of changes weren't about to be a part of the future program in San Francisco. So, fam, are you delighted with what you're hearing on this matter? And what are you going to do between Javon and Brandon? Are you going to try to pick up the option on both? This is an obvious answer, I know, but there would be sides. I wonder if anybody else has a good argument to bring for Javon. I have a feeling Javon, as Papa Dragon explained a while back, his knees are going to continue to deteriorate. That's not something he can control, poor guy, because I know he wants to play, but the pain is probably just killing him. We're probably not going to see that happen. So, get on that phone, fam. If you just tuned in, directions down below the base of the screen, also in the directions, or in the description, and also the PIN number. You're going to need both, all right? Get in there. Please be patient. We're going to get to you as fast as we can by telling people time's up. My dog, Howard. Steve Wilks is your coach, fam. You liking that? And you go pick up Javon and Brandon? What you gonna do?
Hell yeah, I love this. I love this move. I wanted Steve Wilks from the start, man. I know everybody like Van Gil and everything, that's all cool. But Steve Wilks, he did something that he did the damn near impossible this season.
With the Panthers?
After we buried the Carolina Panthers and he resurrected them after Matt Rule got kicked out of Carolina, bro. he resurrected them boys, man.
Gave him a new hope.
Yo,
they're playing for him. They were playing for him, weren't they? Oh,
yeah. With a first string quarterback. Everybody gives Kyle Shanahan all this credit for Brock Purdy and all, but
did you call him Brock Purdy? Was that a slip, or did you do that on purpose? Did you call him Brock Purdy?
No, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. Brock Purdy.
I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yo, he was playing with P.J. Walker, winning games with him, a third stringer.
Which I was impressed with, by the way. P.J., man, they may be making a mistake there. He's pretty good. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. It's like you were saying, man, like this guy, he was a hell of a DB back in the day, you know what I'm saying? He's always had a hand in on all these DBs, all the greats, Charles Tillman, Daniel Manning, and Josh Norman, Captain Mullen, and many more. You know what I'm saying? So we got a good one, man. A really good one.
Can you imagine? Now, D'Amico, I thought after Robert Saleh, I was worried, and then D'Amico came back and showed us what you're worried about. Now, with Wilks, I wonder, is there another level this defense can go to? There may be. And Wilks may be the guy.
It certainly can, man. Like, imagine how great Travarius Ward and, dare I say, Emmanuel Mosley, if he comes back.
Oh.
Imagine how great they can actually be, and they're as great as he is right now.
Don't leave out my boy D'Amico, because D'Amico has shown me that he may be more than what we see. Richard Sherman was tutoring him hardcore down through the last several weeks of the season. He rose to the occasion. Now, you're right. If he can do that with D'Amico, what could Wilks possibly bring out of him? And Womack, Ambry Thomas can be resurrected.
Yeah.
You got me pumped just thinking about that, fam. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, man. And Ufunga, man, he'll get even better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lot that can come out of this, man. Like, not only the fact that he's good at what he does, he understands defense, he understands principles, he understands how to use players to their strengths. You know what I mean? And I honestly, I think he can help balance out Kyle as well. We gave Kyle a lot of hell already. You know what I mean? And rightfully so.
Kyle doesn't need to go whisper to him, because I don't think what's his name did. I mean, Anthony Lynn. I don't think he was getting on Kyle's nerves at all. Somebody need to go down there and whisper, coach.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah,
I don't know about that last.
I was thinking Anthony Lynn would just smack him upside his head, like, "What the heck are you doing, boy?"
Because Kyle did black out every now and then. He did. He really did.
Oh, man, like, I don't know, man. I think Anthony Lynn is just too gracious. I don't know. He probably couldn't do it. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Your father was my coach.
Okay, hey, jump all over to the Brandon Ayuk and Javon Kinlaw situation. I already know what you're gonna say, but give me some substance to it as well.
What you mean, Brandon Ayuk's talk?
The fifth year option being able to, because 49ers have to have this discussion next season toward the end.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think they're gonna pick it up right now. At least, it's a lot. It's a lot they probably gotta think about and see through and see what happens. I think it'd be ideal to do it now, because Debo's contract won't really kick in till after next year.
But you still got Nick to deal with this year. So you don't want to put too much on the bill for next year, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know about Kinlaw. I don't think they're gonna pick up his 5th year yet. You know, what I mean, they might just let this year play out, see, give him another chance and see what happens. You know what I mean? Because his body failed on him. I know a lot of us, we're just so mad that DeForest Buckner got traded, and we didn't get nothing back in return. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
we got that 13. What pick was in the draft? That was the DeForest Buckner pick.
Yeah, I think it was 15th
13?
or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in there. It was in the teens.
13, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that right there, I know a lot of people were just distraught over that. So.
But the Kinlaw looked good in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, I didn't expect this though.
I'll say this. You got this dude Kalia Davis, man. Like he may be able to help push Javon Kinlaw a little bit more because now he's back, he's recovered. He should be ready for the year. You know what I mean?
Fast and powerful.
Yeah. I like what I saw from him on his tape. So look to see, man. This might be a do or die situation for him, man.
It could be, but if he has anything going on, yeah, Javon. Didn't Cleo go? What is his weight? Isn't he about the same? Not near. Well, Javon's the biggest man in football, but I mean, isn't he about the same size, kind of?
Kalia Davis?
Yeah, he's a big guy, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's as tall as Javon, but he's definitely big.
And yeah,
he's about 280, 85.
Oh yeah, I can put him at the DT. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. 280 will do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong. So
and quick. From what you watch that tape, that's a quick big man.
Oh,
yeah, reminds me, what's his name over the one who talks too much in Kansas City? Oh, what is that asshole?
Chris Jones?
Yeah. This dude move.
Chris Jones is nasty, man. Chris Jones is nasty.
I know.
I was jealous when they got him, man. I was like, jeez. But, I like Kalia Davis, man. And if Javon doesn't pan out, then, it is what it is. And if Kalia Davis is doing his thing, then cool. But we definitely do need to draft another defensive tackle. That's for sure.
You got to start in the 3rd round, though. Fam, Howard, we got to roll. Yeah. I'll be back Friday for the Friday Night Fun and see what else develops between now and then.
Steve Wilks.
That's what I'm talking about. We got some extra dogs out there doing the. Yeah. Howard, I see you Friday, fam.
All right, Playboy.
Yeah. Tony, get it in, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, even you have to be at least impressed with the 49ers making that decision to get Steve Wilks. Or did you have somebody else that you'd rather see come on in? And him and Kocurek, giving that nod. What are you thinking? And also, Brandon Ayuk and Javon Kinlaw, we may as well ask this question tonight. Are you picking up that 5th-year option on both? All right, go ahead.
I'm thinking if Kyle could stay out of his way and let him concentrate on what he needs to do, we will get better. He's got coaching experience as well.
Oh,
so, you know what they say, Ronbo, you can have nothing beats experience, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're a builder or, whatever the hell you're doing. Experience trumps most things. I think we're in for a surprise. I think he's probably going to be one of the best ones we've ever had.
Ooh, I'm thinking that, but I don't want to disrespect Salah. I don't want to disrespect D'Amico, but this guy, like you're saying, he's been around the block a few times and had some major accomplishments. So yeah, what he did in Carolina is unbelievable.
He's faced adversity. You know what I mean? at the worst kind. So
I know what you're talking about there too. What happened to Carolina is just BS. There's no reason. There's no way Reich should get that job ahead of him. But that's another subject. But go ahead.
And his players loved him. Christian McCaffrey knows him. He's glad that he's coming over.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot going for us there. But we just need to send Kyle off to psychologist or something and just calm him down a little bit, because all these people that are calling him a great coach and a genius and things like that. I mean, I'd understand if you said that about Bill Walsh, Ronbo, you know what I mean, who said to Montana, look, on a 5-step drop, this guy will be open. On a 7-step drop, this guy will be open, and there'll be no one around him. I mean, Bill Walsh was a great coach. Kyle Shanahan is a good coordinator, good coach. There's no greatness. You can't call him a great coach. That's an insult to the great coaches.
He hasn't won the hardware he needs for that moniker. By the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Tony, if you're Kyle Shanahan, Kyle's been pissing Tony off for a long time. So you have to understand that. All right, go ahead, Tony.
Look, I'm not saying that he's the worst thing since sliced bread, Ronbo, but he does need to let go of certain areas of the club. Just concentrate on becoming great. Concentrate on what you have to do. I mean, his history, let's face it, the only quarterback so far, I mean, look what they've done to RG3. They actually told his parents that they were running in between tackles to protect him. I mean, that's the biggest horseshit lie. Easiest way to get a punch in the mouth from the kid's father out. The only one that has stayed upright so far for one season is Jimmy Garoppolo, and he got into a Super Bowl. Who else? No one. Well, they're all injured. Everyone's injured, right? And to put it bluntly, Ronbo, he injured the 4th-string quarterback the same way he injured the 3rd-string quarterback by doing the same play straight after.
Yeah.
All right. All I'm saying is just drop the arrogance, concentrate on what you have to do, get us over the hump, and you'll become the great coach that you've always wanted to be.
Yeah.
No one will take that away from him, Ronbo.
Agreed. If you're going to be great, you got to do what the great do. That's true.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And as far as him being a genius, well, if he was a genius, he wouldn't have called the same arrogant play to get your last and only quarterback left on the field killed as well. Yeah, I call him Kyle the quarterback killer. I don't know. But there's no doubt that he has knowledge of the game, and he can call great plays, and he can design plays and all that stuff. But my biggest belief is that his arrogance gets in the way of him becoming the person he wants to be, and that's a great coach.
That's a good point, because Kyle no longer is humble. You need a certain level of humbleness just to be able to explore further what you're capable of doing. That's a good point. I wonder if Kyle believes about him, is what they're saying about him, or his clippings as much as, I hadn't thought about that. But go ahead.
Well, there's some of those people that keep telling themselves they're great, they're the best, and it goes to their head. Then they start believing their own bullshit. All right? You have to be very, very careful on how, for example, when, people that go hunting, I like going hunting. Right? Mm-hmm. When I was a young kid, I had blatant disregard for anything. All right? Now, if I go deer hunting and I shoot a deer, mm-hmm. I honor the animal and thank God for him providing my family for some food. At 17 years old, you wouldn't do that. You couldn't give two shits about it, right? As you get older, you get more humble and you realize what the real world is about.
And Tony, you're reflecting upon the American Indian. The same thing. Tony, we're running out of time though. Hey, listen, I'll be back Friday looking for you. Okay, and good on you as far as respecting nature, that in the fashion. I love it. Right.
Well, you have to. You have to respect everything and anything in this world, including yourself. If you're listening, Kyle. But shout out to Big Show, Evan, and the mediator, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter.
And looking forward to
I'm
it,
ecstatic at the high. I love it.
All right. We'll see you Friday, Tony. Thanks, fam. Cheers.
All right, brother. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
And Big Show comes in and says, meow. The Dante Pettis kitty. Big Show, that's why Pettis is where he is now. He didn't have any dog in him. He had some dog in you to play for the 49ers. That's all it is. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo. How's your night going today?
Well, Michael's just doing fine. Now, we got Steve Wilks. I wasn't really worried about it because I kind of figured they'd go with Wilks. I was worried for just a little bit. What if they don't? But then I said, they're going to get Wilks. Wilks has got it made.
No, I figured what they get with them, they didn't want to change the defense. They want to leave the defense how DeMarco had it, so that's why Wilks fit perfect.
Yeah.
And
imagine, if you will, Fangio coming in and rearranging everything, going to the 4-3 and all that stuff, and Kyle saying, or signing off on it. What would we, I don't want it. No, it's not broken.
No, whatever's not broken, don't change it.
Damn right. So,
leave it. And I like Wolf because I've seen him in the past how he coached, and he's tough, boy. He don't play. Remember that guy Anderson got into his face one time, and he got rid of Anderson, the receiver. Remember Arizona took that receiver because of what happened.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, remember Anderson got to his face and all that, and then that's when Anderson got traded from Carolina to Arizona.
Yeah, and he was head coaching at that time. See, you got to keep your players. You don't have to. You don't have to look down on them, but you got to keep them in line and realize your role versus my role, and that's what we got to do, guys, to go forward.
You got to respect them. He's your boss. You got to respect them.
Especially since he knows what he's doing.
Play to do. Mm-hmm. Yep, I think he's gonna do great. And like you said, maybe someday he could get another coaching job. A couple of years, they were saying.
Yeah.
So if he does good this year, next year, maybe they take each year by. No, I love him. I like this guy. He looks good.
He's got plenty of experience. It depends, though, on what D'Amico does in Texas as far as teams wanting to pick him off as a head coach. Because Robert Saleh, he's doing okay, but he's understand he's on under the spotlight this year. And D'Amico's going to have a little trouble getting that team going. It's going to take a couple of years. But, I think so. Wilks should be in line for a job. And Wilks already got a resume that he doesn't need to follow Saleh or D'Amico anyway. No. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then I just found out, I guess, February 22nd, Purdy's having surgery done, February 22nd. That's what I found out.
Okay, that's coming up soon. Because I was wondering why wait, because they kept mulling over what they're going to do, mulling it over it. I guess you got to see everybody you can to get an opinion, but I guess
yes.
Got to do
you just can't see one doctor. You got to see a bunch of other doctors to get a kind of an idea of game plan.
Yeah. And if too many
of them agree. That's one thing about being a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing about being a next quarterback. You got to go through different doctors to see which is,
Do you believe he'll come back pretty much like he was? They say it takes 3 months for the surgery procedure to heal up, and then 3 months you're throwing.
It's going to take time. I think he will. Just give him time. I think he'll come back. It just takes time. Not right over. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. I think he'll be fine. He's young. He's not like an older quarterback like Matt Ryan or Tom Brady. He'll be fine. I think he's going to heal perfect. God knows what he's doing. Yeah, God knows what he's doing to this kid.
He'll be determined for sure. And now you got the Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk, 5th year. I didn't even realize it'd been that long. They're talking 5th-year option pickup already.
I would give Kinlaw another year. I wouldn't get rid of him yet. I give him another year. And then Ayuk, I definitely sign him. I think he's going to be good. I like him.
Would you go ahead and do that this year? Would you bother to wait? You let him know right away?
I probably get Ayuk this year. I probably do Ayuk probably this year. The other guy I wait till maybe next year, Kinlaw. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you've already seen what Ayuk is. Kinlaw, you just maybe give him another year. If he does great, excellent. If he does it, at least okay, guys, we tried. We'll either trade him or, do what we got to do. But I think Kinlaw will be fine. I have faith in this kid.
You know about his knee, right? It's the doctor said a lot of promising things when he came off the surgery table, and we're still having to entertain: is he going to be okay or not?
I give him another, like I said, another year probably. I would say another year, then maybe you see what happens. I mean, I hope this kid does okay. I mean, he's young. I don't want to see this kid. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a job. They want to make money. They got to support their family. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I hope.
Yeah, you're right. I do feel for him in that area too. Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
They were so excited.
Yeah. No, I feel sorry for any football players. Yeah. Because they got family and kids. They got to, you know what I mean? It's a job. Yeah. You know, they're going to put food and clothes on the table for their kids and their wives.
In high style. You mentioned that just real quickly. Chase Young, they're hedging and they're considering what to do with him next year because Chase has had a lot of issues staying healthy too. Because that's the name of the game now. You can be as good as you want to be, but you got to be available, right? So they said Chase Young, they're mulling whether to pick up his fifth-year option. And I said, "Oh, really? I'd pick him up in a heartbeat and give him a prove-it deal, but he's going to get a better deal from anybody else, though." So
I'd take him in a heartbeat. I'd grab him, but you got to make sure he stays healthy. You don't want to grab a guy that can't stay healthy.
I said, Chase, 1 year. Give me one Chase Young year, and after that, we'll revisit this contract. I'm telling you right now, you will get paid.
Imagine Chase Young and Bosa played together in Ohio State.
Oh, on the same team. Oh.
Same team. And they played. Yep. So imagine too.
Oh, Jesus. Because I don't know what's going on with Drake Jackson, but he didn't dress much coming down the stretch, did he?
So if you had Bosa and Young on the same team, boy, what a squad that would have been. And you got the new defensive coach. Tackle time.
And
time to go to the quarterback.
And Young's athleticism is just stupid. It's just unreal.
Yeah. If you get him and Bosa together, what a team that would be. And look how good Ohio State was with them both.
Did they play together?
Look at it.
They did play together. They played together at least 1 year, maybe?
Yeah. I think 1 year, yes. So if you look at the stats of those two guys together at Ohio State, imagine.
That's mind-blowing. I got to go back and look.
I would love to see that. I'd like to see that dream come true. Two guys from the same college play together. Bosa and him.
None of the rest of the league would. Hey, fam, we got to go. I'll be back Friday
all right,
for Friday night and talk some more 49ers. All right?
Perfect, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too, fam.
Go Niners tonight.
Yeah. Right. And let's go check out, Bill. Ooh, Bill, I haven't checked out that tape yet. I don't know if you sent it to me.
I haven't been able to get onto that. I do apologize.
That's okay, because you know what? I've heard about it, actually. It's kind of frightening. And everybody knows about that 37-34 score. That's just
it got out. I know it did.
And remember, Vegas said the worst thing that can happen is for the 49ers to win any further. I said, uh-oh. What does that mean? Who's saying this? Where's that coming from? Who are they connected to? Oh.
Well, they just don't want the 49ers in it, and they didn't understand it would have been more beneficial for Purdy to win Super Bowl than what they're picking. Whoever's running this needs to Vegas needs to get fired. Whoever's running this Vegas stuff, I mean, I'm not too happy about that.
That would have been one of the most watched Super Bowls of all time. To watch Mr. Relevant involved in the Super Bowl. That would have been just comical.
Because think about it. What other players could have come out after Purdy, everybody be looking at the sixth rounder instead of the first rounder, be like, who you can make bids. Who's going to be good in the sixth round? Coming out of the sixth or seventh round.
Bill, we're joking, but that's a good, here's the thing, because the first round picks make a lot of money. And the way the league money, every team's got a budget or else you go into the luxury tax area. You do have to watch out for that and get that first round pick and he comes in and does nothing for you. The kid in the fourth and fifth and sixth round is out there winning ball games. Now you got to wonder, do I do like the 49ers and build around this kid and orchestrate or design an offense that doesn't fully depend on the quarterback? I don't know if that's going to work for fans, but for a team winning, it could make a difference.
Right. They'll be like, you can make bets. Which person out of the 7th rounder, is it the last one, or is it the one before, or is this Mr. Irrelevant going to be good like the other Mr. Irrelevant? I mean,
that's going to 7th round every year, but you mean 5th, 6th, 7th, or 4th, maybe?
Mm-hmm. See, they're messing it all up, man, and it's all right. Whatever happens. I kind of expect them to pull the Eagles win out. It's like, I explain it. It's not. It's people trying to say it's like WWE. It's not. What it's like is some referees can determine the game. The momentum can be shifted. Like a team could get out and get hyped and be ready to win and should win the Super Bowl, but because the referee can kill a momentum quick in the game.
Yeah, and they usually really time it just perfect, like experts sometimes. Just perfect timing.
Right. So, it's all about timing and the teams. Coaches got to sit down and say, hey, don't listen to these referees. Don't let them get in your head. Do a little bit of yoga, do a little bit of meditation, throw them off a little bit so they can turn around and learn how to concentrate. Something. You could have good football skills, but if you ain't got the, mental capacity to overcome adversity, you ain't going to do nothing.
No. That's true.
You can't let the referees make your decision for you, and that's what a lot of players are going out doing, letting them do that. So they need to turn around and change that. You can fix that real quick.
There was a time, though, when referees would not get into plays that would determine outcomes, and they'd be yelled and screamed at. In fact, our Super Bowl, Kaepernick and that interference call that we had in that, referees refused to make a call. I think those days are gone, though. Referees will make a shameless call now in a heartbeat. But days gone by, referees tried not to make game-determining calls. So, it's gotten to the point now that Vegas may be involved in. They're saying, listen, if you can make that call to kill that point spread or something like that, you do that call and you will be paid handsomely. I could see it.
Yeah, like that Chiefs game against the Bengals, they got an extra down. The Chiefs got an extra down, so.
The Raiders game the year before against the Bengals, clearly that was an infraction in the end zone. I don't know if they wanted to get rid of the Raiders, but they did behind that call, and nothing but an apology later. An apology would have made me crazy, mad, But yeah.
They need to start giving draft picks out, not apologies. Like, if you cost a team a Super Bowl win or a Super Bowl appearance,
give
that
them
needs
a
to be a
second or third round
rounder.
pick. Yeah.
No, first rounder.
Well, I mean, they're never going to do that.
Appearance.
But yeah,
But, yeah, because that could be a trophy on a team. But anyways, we'll pass that. That's yesterday. We need to move forward. Look to the stars. Hopefully this next season is going to be better than the last season. I really didn't care for Fangio. I was just curious who they were going to pick up, and they answered the question. So that's pretty good.
Bill, we got into theory. I mean, we got to go now. We got conspiracies are out there though, fam. Bill's right. I'm right. They're out there. So we got to go now, Bill.
I want to look past the conspiracies, and I want a 49er shout out, and I want to look towards the future, and hopefully we can overcome a lot of things.
We should.
Give me a Niner shout out.
We're too good not to. Are you ready? 3 and 2, 1. Bill. Have a good night, fam. I'll see you Friday if you got some time. All right, Bill. And there he is. He is Chill Bill. Phil. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on, Phil. Champagne says Purdy can't have surgery until swelling is down. That's true. I guess it's been 2 weeks. Maybe not. Yeah, okay. Phil, come on in.
I'm here.
Well, Phil, you've got this thing with the coach, Wilks, who was abused in Carolina, and now he's with us.
I like
We're lucky.
I like it.
And then you got Javon Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk standing there waiting to see what the decision on them is, and I want to know what your decision is. So go ahead. And you like the Wilks. Start with that then, Bill.
Well, I like Wilkes because he's got a lot of experience.
Oh, plenty.
He's shown that he can coach defenses. His specialty is defensive backfield. I think he's going to make
Oh, I love that.
Hufanga a real good player. I think he's going to make Hufanga, step up a notch or two.
Yeah.
I think what D'Amico was a linebacker coach. And
See, that's why this follows
got the best
perfectly.
out of our linebackers.
And they are going to
But I
continue.
don't think you're going to get any more out of our linebackers than what you got still with Greenlaw and Warner.
That's a nice thing, Bill. They're already well taught. They don't need any more education. They know what their job is and how to do it. Yeah.
They know what their job is. And I think, since we kept Kocurek, we can, our defensive line, we got to rebuild it. But, no, I think Wilkes was the perfect hire. And again, if somebody poaches him, we get 2 more third-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just keep loading up. So, I mean, I think it's the perfect guy. And he fits the 4-3
Scheme.
mode, so we're not changing anything. We don't have to change personnel.
Oh,
And the other thing is, from what I'm hearing, there's a few players that are, one's a free agent, which is Leonidas. He's a defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to play with the Niners because of Wilkes.
I forgot. Wilkes is going to draw. He's going to draw people, isn't he?
He's going to draw. He's going to poach some players too. And then Burns the other day, he's on his 5th-year option, but it looks like Carolina might want to trade him because they don't want to pay him $16 million. But he had 12.5 sacks, and he's a pretty good player. And he wants to come to the 49ers because of Wilkes.
I just want to ask this question, Bill. You're talking as if the defensive line, this is something we haven't talked a lot about yet. That defensive line, do you think it needs refurbishing? Do we need to get rid of some people and bring some more people in?
Well, first of all, Ebercom's a free agent. Omenahu's a free agent. Hyder's a free agent.
There's 3 guys right there.
Well, then there's the nose tackle that's a free agent, Givens. So, yeah, we're down to Bosa, Kinlaw, Armstead, and Drake Jackson.
Wow.
That's it.
We can bring those people in, and the money is already there to a big degree.
Well, I think what you're going to do, you're going to see the 49ers sign Bosa long term.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to give him a big signing bonus, which will be
got
spread
another year or
out
so in his
over
contract,
the length of the contract.
Uh-huh.
Right now, he's scheduled to make $17 million. If you take that signing bonus of $30 million and spread it over 5 years, that means it's going to be $5-6 million,
mm-hmm.
and that's going to be the hit for this year. And then you save $11 million. That's how they're going to work it. Now, as far as Ayuk goes, Ayuk was the 28th pick of the draft, so his first-round money is not as big as Nick's, and so he's only going to make $3 million or something like that. So you're picking up his 5th-round option. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's not even a hesitant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as Kinlaw goes, because he was picked the 13th, he's going to make big money. I don't think they pick up his 5th-round option, but I think they may sign him.
Mm-hmm.
So for less money.
If he'll accept,
I think that's
he may have
how
no
they
choice.
go. So, and I would think that they would try to get this Leonidas guy because he's just a stud in the middle. He would be a good bookend next to Armstead in the middle. He would just. Between the two of them, they would.
And the 49ers are a team that if you're looking to get a ring, a lot of like some of these guys. How old is this guy, Leonidas?
Oh, he's young. He's just off his first rookie contract. So
he's off his first rookie contract. So that means he still doesn't want to wait till the end of his career to get his ring if he can. He's at that point where he might want to get one right now. So joining the 49ers is a smart move. Yeah.
So, I mean, Wilkes is going to poach some players. He's got that kind of respect. So, that'll be good.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure they'll listen.
I'm worried about right tackle. That's a big concern. And I'm afraid if we let McGlinchey go because he's too expensive, what are we going to replace him with?
I know, right?
And everybody complained about McGlinchey, but just think, if you get a worse offensive tackle, and there's a lot of them out there.
Like Tom Compton, 2022,
Yeah, exactly.
21 playoffs. Oh, man.
And so, we've got a lot of things we've got to do this off season. So yeah, and also we need to bring back Pepper and Robbie Gould.
Well, special teams.
I mean,
I forgot Robbie.
I
yes.
do not want a Dallas Cowboy kicker on my team, right? They can't kick.
Well, you're scared. So, you go for the 2 points every time. Oh my God!
Robbie's missed 1 or 2 kicks in a year, but for the most part,
can live with
when
that.
He's clutch, when he's clutch, he nails it, and he's a good bad weather kicker too.
He hasn't missed one of the playoffs yet, right? Somebody was saying.
No, he's 29 for 29.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then as far as Kyle goes, can we please stop it? The guy is a great quarterback, a great coach.
Yes.
The quarterback injuries were not because of play calling at all. I mean, Mike Martz went over Purdy's injury, and he said that was Purdy's fault because he didn't step up in the pocket during the rush.
Yeah,
he should have just stepped up and then throw the ball.
As good as he is, he
and
is
then as far
still a rookie.
The other quarterback getting injured, Johnson or whatever his name is. Yeah. It was Dominic Sue went right up the middle, right past Burford, and clobbered it.
And killed him. And
There's
can you
nothing
imagine?
You can do about that.
Ndamukong Suh. At that point, maybe she should just. Oh, wait! Take the ball! Get away from me! Because that's a lot of dude coming at you.
You've got young quarterbacks that hold on to the ball. That's one of the things they got to work out. Get rid of the ball quicker, like Brady does, and that's why Brady doesn't get hurt. The ball's 1-2 gone.
Even if he throws a bad pass into the dirt, I've seen him do that. You just don't. You got to protect yourself.
And let me tell you something about these people that comment about Bill Walsh. Eddie D wanted to fire Bill Walsh after he lost to the Minnesota Vikings in the playoff game.
Who saved him?
Carmen Policy talked him out of it,
right.
and he won 2 more Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So,
knee-jerk reactions. You got to be careful with those.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know 49er history, and Bill was under scrutiny all the time, but also Bill did not give up power at all. So, yeah. But one thing you can see, Bill Walsh had a big, long tree. Kyle's building a big, long tree, and that tells you a lot about
all
his
over the place. That's true.
To coach. So.
Well, Phil, we're going to be okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna look for you Friday, and let's see what develops.
No, we've got some cap things to do. There's going to be some restructuring some contracts, which always happens every off season to make more cap space, and then we're going to go and start signing players. So,
and that's
don't
gonna
worry
be fun to
about
watch.
the cap.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got plenty of money. Got guys leaving. We're fine.
And John Lynch and Kyle know what kind of players they need to win. Yeah. They've built rosters that have been very good, compared to other teams. And they'll do it again.
And I fully believe that. Phil, I'm going to see you Friday, and just have a great night. All right, fam.
You too.
Phil. Thanks, fam.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Phil. And there he is. Hey, Vader!
What's up, Ronbo? What's going on, man?
Vader, man, we just got some good news, and we needed some good news.
This
week,
dude.
Knowing we're not in a game that you saw Chris McCaffrey talk about that, right?
Yeah. No, you know what? This has actually been pretty good Super Bowl week. I mean, they're showing more of our players than they are the Eagles and the Chiefs as far as comes to interviews and stuff. Did you see
this
that?
This is so
it's
wrong.
Crazy.
God.
Yeah, it's just wrong. It's just wrong in all directions.
They're not better than the 49ers. Damn it.
No, they're not. But yeah, man, like Kittle was talking about, and I heard a couple of the callers stated too that, he's got to kind of loosen up a little bit. But if he coaches that way, he does it for a reason, and the production does show on the field. I understand
talking
that we
about
don't got
Shanahan?
yeah, because I guess they're saying is hey, if you don't block, you don't get the rock. So when we're out there and we're screaming, why Ayuk was wide open? What happened? That's probably hey, don't throw him the ball. I don't give a shit if he's open or not. If he ain't gonna block,
policies.
you don't get the rock. Yeah. So he's got policies, but yeah, man. And then how about our old quarterback Montana talking about keeping Garoppolo.
He's been going
that's
on
an interesting
and on about that for how many days?
Yeah, is he part of the whole conspiracy thing that Kyle talks about? He talked about the elbow that made it sound worse than what it was. Now we're to the point. Next week we got to open up and see exactly how much damage he has, so he can have very little to none. The only thing is that's scary, and I kind of agree with Montana, is he going to be able to fire that ball the way he does? And that's something that we need to have in the back of our head when we move forward, especially in this draft, man. Because the draft even has me really confused, man. Do you really want to pick up first rounders and second rounders? I understand the performance, brother, but they're getting paid now.
We don't have a first round pick anyway, so we're not in any.
We don't. So I think the gems. I mean, the quality players are going to be able to last on the field. You're looking 3, 4, and 5 now. I mean, if you get a college kid a college kid come out. I mean, look at the kid from Arizona. He come out. Say he comes out this following year. He's already making almost 4.5 mil at that college level.
Is he
coming in with that? Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, he moved 3 times, bro. He was with the Hurricane, and then the Sentinels offered him more money. Now he's in Arizona because they offered him like $500,000 for this year and $250,000 for another. But when they totaled everything out, it's like
2A rules.
No, apparently it was put in last year, and this is the first I'm even hearing about it, bro. I didn't even want to bring it up on the show until I kind of researched it a little more. But I'm like, I mean, who has the incentive to go after a first round draft pick?
Well, the alumni over the years has been cheating.
Yeah, of course.
They're not affiliated directly with the conferences, so they can do that. It's just a donation on their part. But if the league is actually authorizing it, that's a whole different ball. I got to read up in that stuff because I don't follow college football closely.
Me neither. Yeah, I was like, wow, what the heck is going on? But anyways. Talking about Steve Wilks, again, Fangio was my first pick, but you know what? I like this a lot better because he's a seasoned coach, and I think that's what Kyle needs right now in the locker room. Especially, I don't know if Lynn's staying or not. Do you know if he's staying? I heard Washington was kind of looking at him. Anthony Lynn.
You know what? Nobody's been talking about him. I haven't heard anything about him.
Well, if he stays, and Anthony, hey man, he running Debo down the middle. Coach Wilks, can you go talk to Kyle and tell him not to be doing that? I think we need that veteran.
Yeah, I think Turner's back. I think Lynn's leaving. I think it was a 1-year deal with him.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bobby Turner and him don't need both of them. Bobby left because he had to have that procedure done, but he's fine.
Yeah. He's fine. Oh, okay. I just thought he was getting up there in age, man. He sits down a lot.
Well, then it is that
more than happy. Yeah, he could more than happy to do. You sit there and you relax. You need a massager, Bobby? We get you whatever you need. But
get him a wheelchair, whatever, to roll over and give people a hard time.
Yeah, but going back to this new defensive coordinator, I love it. I think he is going to poach players and also coaches from Carolina, since that kind of blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And, he belongs with us, man. I mean, look at what was that other coach that was there before, Matt? He ended up getting fired. I can't remember what his last name was. But what did the owner say?
Matt Rule?
You know Matt Rule. But, Carolina, you heard what the owner said at the press conference. It's kind of sad when you look in the stands and you see more red than blue. Now, Steve is with the red, baby. Steve is with the red, man.
I bet a lot of coaches going to get specialty. But a lot of coaches are going to get fired if that's the case. You got all over the league. You see a wave of red,
Exactly. That's why you got
John
these
McVay's
delusional.
got to go, too.
Yeah. There you go. But then you got all these delusional Rams fans on this chat. It's just
they don't understand. You're right. Delusional is the right word.
Exactly.
Vader, quit real quick. Anyways, we got about 30 seconds to go. Picking up fifth-year options. Is Javon Kinlaw staying for you?
Nah, not with Wilkes. I'll let him make that call. Yeah. If he wants to bring in a player that can replace him for a cheaper price, what we're gonna do what's cheaper. Yeah. I mean, I like the kid. I think he stays in very good physical shape, but we're talking that knee, brother. And I'm sorry to say it, dude. It's just, I mean, we're used to the injury bug every year, and you want to keep that kind of stuff on the field? And we got to make some kind of changes, man. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
Better,
but hey, said, I want to give a shout out to Big Show. I need him to look at that draft third rounds, whatever, for that right tackle, baby, and get us a new hiker there. We need a new center, brother.
Yeah, and you on Twitter? Because Show's always filling me in with information.
Yeah,
I'll just tag
you. Tag me in, man. I'm on
you use Vader?
I'm under Vader. Yeah, okay, so-called Vader.
I haven't seen you when I'm attacking the Ramilia. I don't see you.
I'll shoot you some stuff. All right. But hey, shout out to the Niner Empire as usual. And let me let you go out the way I go out before production cuts me off. Let me go on radio Ronbo Sports, and hit that like and subscribe, people. 65 people, 158 watching. I know you're Rams fans, but hit that like, buddy. Hit that like, because you're in here for a reason. You have a good night, brother.
You too, Vader. Appreciate you, fam. Talk to you in a minute. All right. And we direct our attention. If you will look up at the Jumbotron, it looks like it's Papa Dragon. Oh, wait, Pop. Ooh, yeah. Hey, Pop, hold on. I didn't notice Big Show has something. Hold on a second. He says, Phil, unfortunately, most of us don't have the patience to wait any longer for the hardware. This is a results-oriented business. It's year 7. Where's the hardware? Show, there you go. Who echoes the sentiments and feelings of a lot of people. Pop, come on in here, Pop. Get on the subject matter with Steve Wilks and Javon Kinlaw. And you're the one who filled me in on Javon Kinlaw about that condition with his knee last year. And Brandon Ayuk. Go ahead.
And the interesting thing is like it appears to me that the 49ers seem to have some kind of problem with their medical staff. Because they had Kinlaw and they examined him and they gave the green light to draft him, I guess.
Oh,
and he had nothing but problems. But it wasn't until Uncle Nick Bosa said, "Man, why don't you talk to my doctor?" And then his doctor was like, "Look, man, I don't know what the hell's going on with your knee, but we need to rebuild it." And that's the first time I ever heard of someone just saying, we're going to just rebuild your knee. So
Pop, is that possible to be effective? Have you heard? How long would that take to actually recuperate?
It's different for everyone. First of all, he's a big, large man. He's a large man, and he's putting a lot of pressure on those knees. He's pushing off. He's running full speed.
Exploding.
He's a super athlete. So the reality is that he's walked on that knee for over 10 years. Now he's finally had a knee reconstruction that he needed to have. Okay, and typically what I could see happening with him right now is that he needs 2 years to recover from it.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. He needs to sit down somewhere, let that, if it's reconstruction.
But he can't sit down somewhere because you see what happened to Jimmy Ward. Oh, you want to ride the bench?
Pop, real quick. Is Jimmy Ward coming back next year? Because I think he stepped out of line as far as Kyle's concerned. He's probably not coming back. That posting your conversation with your coach on social media, that had to send Kyle into orbit.
Kyle claims he doesn't follow it.
Oh, he heard.
And a lot of it really depends on if they want to pay him as one of the top 10 safeties in the league.
Wilks has got to say something.
That's a big ask. He's got to say in it. But I mean, come on. It's like if you look at him and say, "Hey, look, is this guy worth being paid the top 10? At his position at 32 years old?" That's what you have to ask yourself.
Oh, I know that's right.
And the reality is,
God, that's another conversation. We got to have that whole conversation for a whole show. But just real briefly, I want to hit on that.
Yeah, he's had health issues too. All right, next topic.
I know, really a lot of them. But go ahead, Wilks and Ayuk and Kinlaw. You just talked about that, but go ahead.
I think they kind of hammocked the salaries of Debo and Ayuk so they can probably pick and choose in the next year or so between the two. Because Debo's got 2 more years left on his deal. Right around that time, Ayuk could be ready to get paid, or they'll be ready to move on from Debo. Ooh. Or unless the salary cap blows up to $350 million, they'll keep both, which I don't see happening. Another part of the equation is who's going to be the quarterback. Is Debo gonna, how much is he going to wear his body down trying to be a wide back? So there's like a lot of variables there, but rest assured, the one thing that the Shanahans do is that they will use you up and either trade you or cut you. But I think that's the NFL, though. So it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen there. But I think who's ever playing quarterback, that's going to play a very, very a vital role, because as of right now, to me, Ayuk isn't that wide receiver that you're like, oh, we got to stop this guy. We got to put 2 people on him. He's not that. You know what I mean? But in this offense, he doesn't have to be. Some receivers jump out of the screen with how good they are, either how big or how fast they are and things like that. And that's not Ayuk. However, I think if Ayuk played with a top 5 quarterback, then he would be a 13, 15, 1,600-yard receiver. I do think that. I think that he's kind of like a 4-man.
In our system, in this system, though, even if you did have that quarterback, the distribution that this offense demands, it's not going to focus on that one receiver like that. You're not going to get Devontae, your Stingley, those guys. You're not going to get that kind of attention.
Maybe not. I don't know. Recently, the 49ers have been very pass happy, more pass happy than I like to.
Yeah, they picked up a little more. Yeah, recently. You're right.
So it's hard to say. I think if the current trajectory is they're passing to set the run up, if that's what they're going to start doing, then Ayuk is more valuable. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Than Debo is. But we'll have to see. I still think Debo is probably the second best running back on the team.
No doubt.
I think that Purdy is taking Garoppolo's spot. I always thought Garoppolo was the absolute number 1 backup quarterback in NFL. I think Brock Purdy is that player now. I think Garoppolo's number 2, and he'll probably get a starting gig somewhere. I do think that we haven't seen the ceiling of Purdy, but we'll find out.
Yeah, he's only played 8 games, so yeah.
We got to figure out what
to get hurt. We probably won't see that again. He's got to go through those lumps.
I think so, because we've seen him do it. We've seen him throw the ball late or not step up. He had some bad habits that he really needed to work through. And that last bad habit, you can't sit in the pocket at 3.7 seconds if you know that you got a scrubby tight end blocking for you. But at the same time, help your rookie quarterback out, Kyle. If I'm telling you, if I told you before the game that Purdy has his issues, and one of them was being late with the ball, which is typical rookie shit. If I'm telling you that, trust me, the Eagles know that too, because we all watched this in film.
I know.
So help your quarterback out. It's that simple. It's like you can't trust. You can't
leave them
tell
to make
me
their own decisions out there on that. Yeah, you got to warn them about that.
You got to be in his helmet talking to him. Hey, look, I got sorry ass Craw blocking for you, dog. So you better get rid of the ball.
and Brock says, "Hey, listen, Tyler, try to do a good job on this next snap. Okay, they're watching you."
And go back and watch the film. You can see that they were cheating the edges. Like they were waiting for him to kind of like try to peel out on the left side. So teams are already starting to defend him a little differently. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go. But I love the kid. I really do. I hope he recovers like they say he's going to. Yeah. I know that they say it takes 3 months before you can throw. Yeah. It took Nick Mullins 4 months before he could start throwing.
Oh my God.
They say it's
that's
5.
Right. When they make these predictions, I know they're just a prediction. It doesn't mean it's going to come true. Oh,
we don't know. It's the same thing with Kinlaw. We don't know. We don't know. Kinlaw is like the Trey Lance of defense. He got all this expectations put on him. They drafted him too high with a bad knee, stuck number 99 on him. I'm like, here you go. And it's like, it's just been hell for that poor dude the whole time.
And I feel bad for him because I know he needs that job. Pop, he does though. You know, when you read about his history, it draws you to tears. Anyway, Pop, we gotta go, fam. It's sad, isn't it? Living on the street. Man, let me see him Friday.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying, laughing at your tone. Like, oh, he needs this job.
He does. It really. I mean, everybody says that about whatever they're doing, but he really does.
Hey, you know, I think Kinlaw could go make some apps for the iPhone. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he always got the wherewithal to do that.
They just need a cubicle that's big enough to fit him in there. He'll be all right.
Stop. Let me see him Friday. Have a great night.
Right.
Give my best to Bam and Boom and Mama Dragon.
Yes, sir. You do. Shout out to production. Shout out to the big show. I love your speech here tonight, Joe. I love it. I am going to follow you on Twitter, and I look forward to you banning me.
Don't bother him. He's my eyes and ears at the college level. All right.
Did you see McAfee interview Debo and what he said to him at the end of the interview?
No, real quick. What was it?
He said, McAfee, he goes, all right, Debo, have a good time in Cabo. Don't get fat.
Oh, smack, snap. Oh. No. Hey, Bob, on that note, I'll see you Friday. Debo's got to let that macaroni and cheese got to lighten up. D. Hey, are you ready for some Latino heat? Mamacita. Latino heat. Latino heat. Latino heat. Emilio.
What's happening?
Nada, I say. Emilio, you know, and I know, first of all, how do you feel about Wilkes? And then pick up the fifth-year options on Javon Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk and tell us about that.
What was the first part of this story? Yeah, because I know you asked me about the fifth option. Well, the one with Ayuk I would pick up. That's most definitely.
Okay. We'll go with that.
But the one with Kinlaw, I mean, it's just best to keep him, not really keep it slash, because, I mean, it's not that he's been a bust, it's just he hasn't been healthy this whole time. What else can we really get out of him? I mean, if we give him his fifth option, it's just a waste of money. And technically, he's not really tradable. Like, he's just kind of in a way, not be fucked up, but he's kind of like a waste of space because he hasn't done anything.
I know there's no other words. There's no nice words to use for that. I know. It's really kind of scary. I feel bad for him, though.
It's just, you know, how Grant Cohn called him out, and then all of a sudden, okay, he's going to break up, but then it just, dude, your knees keep setting you back. It's like, man, what's going on? It just sucks when guys trying to be good. It's just just look at Brett. Every year, Brett, you know, he feels like he's going to have a good season. All of a sudden,
that is the saddest story in football.
When it's just those things like that is unfortunate, and it's you want to call players bust, but it's just you can't blame them on injuries.
I always had a problem with that too.
Back to us,
you can't call him a bust. I call players who can't play a bust and drafted too high.
A lot of times it's just dumb luck, dumb bad luck, and it just sucks because you think about it. We go back to the Super Bowl. If Purdy wouldn't have got hurt, it's a bunch of ifs, ands, or buts, but it just stuff like that. It just sucks that it just a lot of times we think it just happens to us most of the time. But what you're gonna do is just sometimes we just get unlucky. Players get hurt. It's just for the most part just dumb luck.
Oh,
which sucks.
Hey, you know what's so funny? Remember how we was complaining about we should have picked up Jamal Adams in that draft instead of what year was that? Was that the year we picked up what's his name? The tackle, you know, and Jamal Adams, another guy, can't find him. He's always out there. Certain players, this is their life.
Yeah, it's just stuff like I said, just stuff like that just had to get stuck. So I don't get it. It's just stuff happens.
And we'll continue to do so. We got injuries coming up next year, you know what you think? Because we're at the beginning of the season, we're going to feel all good. Everybody's healthy. Yeah, we going 14-3 this year. This is 15-2. 6 weeks in the season, man. You know what? We got to get
we have injuries all the time. It's just you just hope it's not big injuries. Because you even look at Bosa, he got hurt and he was out one game, and then all of a sudden the season he had.
Yeah.
And it's just
stuff like that happens. I mean,
did he miss one?
Players are always gonna get hurt.
Did he miss one or two?
Yeah,
games?
he missed only one game, and you know, he was close to breaking the record, even tying the record. So
I know, right? He makes that game.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Oh, he makes that game, and he probably. Oh.
Yeah,
he
maybe he does
it.
break it, or he does. You know, one if he doesn't get hurt, I think he ties the what's his name? Aldis Smith's record, and maybe possibly he could even have broke the record or tied with Michael Strahan. Like I said, you never know. It's a bunch of what ifs a lot of the time, but it's just stuff like that just happens. It's just like I said, it's football. You're bound to get hurt sooner or later.
It's whoever.
You're just hoping it's not a season-ending injury, because then you're really down a player.
At the playoffs, it's all about who stayed the healthiest. Mostly, usually, that's what happens.
Pretty much.
So,
much, you know,
how you like Wilks though?
We were pretty much healthy. For what?
How you like Wilks?
Oh no, that's a good pickup. It's a good pickup because it's gonna really benefit, especially that he's basically a DB's coach, so it's gonna help Kufunga and the secondary at two a lot, because a lot of times we've had linebacker coaches, so since they're already ready and prepared, it's gonna help. You know, we don't need to worry about the linebackers too much with coaches, because every other coach has had to be linebacker. It's kind of the first time we've had a DB coach in a long time that's a defensive coordinator. So this will benefit our secondary guys. It's very beneficial to that.
Do you realize it's all over me? That we have, like you're saying, we got Kocurek on the defensive line. Linebackers, we've always had linebackers. They're always good because of the coaching staff. Yeah. And now we got a secondary coach. We've had one before, but not to this level, right? So you got a lot of guys there with a lot of great talent. Ambry, Thomas, Womack. These guys have been sleeping. Not sleeping. Womack's been a little active, but Womack is, man, Womack, I would, if I'm Kyle, listen, if you can get something out of Womack, you'll get a bonus.
Just think about it.
Because he's good.
The way some of these players did, maybe Ambry Thomas might come around, turn around. So it's going to be better. I think it's going to be beneficial. I think that's what we really needed, is a good DB coach. Because sometimes where you think about when we had Adams, you know, who was that Womack or was that Adams that was getting beat? Not beat, but, you know, caught the ball over at
Ambry,
was that Ambry? Was it?
No, Ambry's fast. You know he's a 4.3? Ambry's fast.
No, he's fast. But ain't
nobody out there can beat him.
I'm just trying to look for an example. You know, I'm just trying to look for an example. I mean, he would help, like I said. Now, instead of getting beat every time, certain times, I'll be able to fight for the ball and make it a lot harder. Because I mean, for this part, for our main top DB was Ward, and you know, Tavares did his thing, but it was just like, man, now we have the coordinator now with the DB, so it's going to be a lot better. So I think our DBs are going to step it up this year with that kind of help.
Yeah, of course. And Talanoa. You know, we're going to roll, and I'll see you Friday and see what develops in 49erville. All right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like I said, just waiting out, see what happens, what's going on. I think that's good news. It looks like Purdy's going to see how the surgery goes, see what happens.
I know, hope it doesn't take 4 months.
Keep saying he'll be ready by
they always have that optimistic thing
before the season starts. So see what happens then.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Emilio. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Everybody
Thanks,
out there. Production, everybody else. Good night.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, you know. You know what? There's going to be a third quarterback. I don't know who it's going to be. I know Kyle's going to draft one. There's going to be 4 guys in camp when season starts, because we start off with an army of quarterbacks every year. You got 90 people you can get. Of course, you can get a couple extra quarterbacks, just for kick the tires anyway, right? So Salvador.
Hello, what's up, Ronbo?
Salvador, man, we just sit back here tripping, man, because we have to sit here and try to contain ourselves because we're watching the damned Eagles go to the Super Bowl. No damn well they ain't got no business being there. If they win, I'm going to lose my mind because I'm going to say to myself, you know what? This is the second year in a row the Super Bowl was all ours. All we had to do was get past the clowns. The Rams last year, the Eagles this year. So, you know, I'm sorry, Sal. You can talk about that if you want to, but I'm talking about Steve Wilks tonight. And Brandon Ayuk. Javon Kinlaw, what do you got to say on these matters?
No, yeah, I'll try to touch up on all that, but I just want to check in with you. I'm rocking some Bluetooth headphones right now. Can you hear me good?
You're doing what? Because I can hear you. It broke up a little bit.
I said I'm rocking some headphones right now. I want to know if you can hear me good. Or should I switch back to my
checking
phone?
out some new headphones. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, with the I was just watching a lot of the media days by the players today.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole narrative going into next season, this is my prediction, we're going to be a Super Bowl favorite all season long, because they're going to remember what happened in Philly. And you got to call a spade a spade. Niners didn't get a fair shot. We did not get a fair shot. You could blame the coach, you could blame the quarterbacks getting hurt, but at the end of the day, that team did not get a fair shot at the game. And it's kind of like I compared it to an MLB team having no pitchers.
Yeah.
Like a basketball team with no point guard. Come on now, you can't win. Maybe you could win playing small ball or something different.
Well, the Warriors did it, but you know what? They did it with such a finesse and style that you can still win, but not football.
No, yeah, you're not gonna win football with 10 players, and that's essentially what we had.
Yeah, we
had 11 guys on the field, but 10 players for 10 positions.
You know,
so we didn't get a fair shot, and we'll handle that next year. But with Brock Purdy and his situation, I feel bad for the guy. I usually don't feel I'm really optimistic about players coming back from injury.
I know,
but something about this one, it rubs me the wrong way. Like watching him go back in there that game against the Eagles, like I felt for the guy. He was gonna ruin his career if he took another hit on that elbow, and it probably got worse by him doing the two little dump offs, trying to move, trying to throw it. Maybe it got worse, maybe it didn't.
He said it hurt like
hell. But I'm getting a bad vibe out of this one, Ronbo. I've already been a fan for going on 15 years maybe, and I've seen quarterback injuries, and this one just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Nobody ever comes back the same. But
see, that's what I'm worried
I hope
about too.
He proves me wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Is he going to come back the same way?
A part of me, man, just wanted him to be very selfish and just fix it the right way the first time. Because if he comes back and he plays shitty, he takes a hit, he gets injured again, that dude's done.
Yeah, he can't have that rebuild and then he get hit again. You know what? He's going to be paranoid about that too, which is going to make him probably protective, and that could actually affect his game too. We'll see.
But I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But
no, it's a legitimate concern. It really is.
Yeah, but we're built. This team is built very good. I mean, you can see what the moves we're doing right now to solidify the defense. We have a good leader, and Steve Wilks coming in. So the defense, it might improve, man. The secondary. I heard he's a good secondary coach. So
I can imagine that.
It might improve.
Line's gonna be fine. Linebackers, come on, you don't have to tell Fred and Dre nothing, and just put them in position where you want them. Yeah, secondary gets better. Look out! Look out!
I was hoping we really kept Kris Kocurek, coach, the D-line coach, and it looks like we did for another year at least, hopefully.
Yeah, Kris likes it in San Francisco. I don't know if it's the guys over there, that he's dealing with or what, but he loves it. He left Miami.
It's probably the
he left
probably
Detroit.
the generational talent.
Yeah. So
the talent you got on that defense, that makes you want to come to work.
Yeah.
It's probably Nick Bosa. That's the only factor right there.
And let's see who he draws in too. We're gonna lose some guys. They could be replaced by some of Wilks' favorite dudes. Some of his guys are henchmen. So
yeah, he should bring in. Well, man, that guy worked with Derek Brown. Well, he didn't draft him, but he saw Derek Brown on the defense, and Derek Brown came in the same draft as Javon Kinlaw. And man, what could have been? Imagine this defense if the Panthers didn't draft Derek Brown ahead of us.
That's the guy I was trying to remember.
Imagine if Derek.
He's the other guy.
Yeah,
it was Javon Kinlaw, Derek Brown. That was the other guy. Oh.
Yeah, he went 9, pick 9 or 7, pretty
there's no
high,
way
man.
to get him.
Yeah, but just imagine if he fell to us, man. Yeah, that would have been. It would have been the best run stuffing pass rush defense in the league.
If the 49ers go trade up, might as well kept trading up. You give you 13, or whatever Javon was. But then they had to go back and get Hey, Salvador, you either get Ayuk
we
at
got
the base
BA.
of the first round, or you go up higher and see if you can get Derek Brown. If they were serious about replacing Defoe, they probably should have thought about that.
Yeah, they should have went for Brown, huh?
Damn.
Nah, but they got two players out of drafting one spot behind.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
it is what it is. But before I go,
Hindsight.
Ronbo, I wanted to get your input on the Trey Lance's interviews today. He showed a lot of a different side to him. I don't know if you saw his interviews.
I did. He's
all
sort of
day
like
today.
looking forward to competing. He's not gotten any preconceived ideas that he's just going to come back and take that job. I like where his head's at, and I just hope he works hard.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, I feel like the last 2 years he was very smart and like composed. Like he knew what to say at the pressers and all that, and like he just seems real relaxed, showing like sense of humor, just showing a different side of him.
Because the onus
That's pretty
is not,
cool, man.
The onus is only on him now to get back out there and win that job. Because now that Purdy's came in and did what he's done, Purdy's actually going to have to be the front runner. He's going to have to compete though, not to give it to him. And that's what Trey's saying too. Yeah, I'm not looking for him to just give me this. I'm I'm ready to compete.
Yeah.
So
definitely competition brings out the best. It's going to bring out the best out of everybody.
We're going to find out. All right, Sal, good stuff. Hey, I'll see you Friday if you got some time. Be looking for you, Sal.
For sure, Rumble. I'll try to catch in.
All right, looking forward to it.
All right,
man.
catch up. I'll catch up with you later. Have a good night.
You too. And 49 Faithful says, stop talking about 3.7 seconds. Brock only had less than 2. If he had that, 49 Faithful, that dude was back in a heartbeat. After he turned his head forward, it was a play action. Yeah. And the tape shows that actually Reddick had to at least take a little time to step around the pathetic effort by Tyler Croft. I don't know. I wish that didn't happen. Damn it. Hey, Jamel.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing this evening?
Doing all right. We're looking forward to next season already, as long as the guys are in a good mood. I was concerned about the 49ers after you let all the wind out of this thing. We're rolling down the river at 100 miles an hour, and we're just all of a sudden, bam, run into a landmine. I said, oh. And it wasn't about them beating us up or being physical. Well, it was physical to a degree because they went out and killed the quarterback. Some people say, 49ers, and I've heard this by Raider fans, man, y'all need to stop crying about that. This is football. If I can kill your quarterback, I'm going to do the same damn thing. I don't give a damn about even up. I said, well, you Raider fans ain't got no class. You see, that's the difference between me and you and my organization and yours and every fan base. Because we like straight-up competition. If I'd have took out your quarterback and we still won, I wouldn't have been walking around talking no trash. I'd have said, maybe the only reason we won is because we killed the quarterback. So, anyway. We got Steve Wilks. And talk about that a little bit, how you feel about that. And also, you got Javon Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk. I didn't even realize it was time to pick up their fifth-year options already, but they're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Jamel, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking I am delighted to have Wilks as DC, a man who has had the coaching experience, DC experience. He has worked. I forget. Was that with that same Carolina team that went to the Super Bowl? But I think they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, they did. They almost killed Cam Newton. Yeah.
Oh man, but
in San
he
Francisco.
has experience. So, yep, and in San Francisco. Oh yeah, in San Francisco. So, hey, welcome.
Oh yeah,
I'm for it.
His players played for him. You mean when you look at the Panthers, how they turned around in that season? The Panthers were done, and he came in. All of a sudden, they're playing good ball, beating good teams. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll find out.
I don't think we miss a beat, especially with his philosophy, whatever his defense, whatever defense we're going to work out, they're going to play for him. And this team is still young. The team is hungry, so
And they got a reputation to protect. You can bet every player out there is going to do his best. Love walking around town handing out that business card. Number 1 defense in the NFL. I'm part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, man, we're going to just keep. It's like that song from the Fat Boys, "Itching for a Scratch." and this team, like, we're right there, all the talent, defense and offense, and we got the right coordinator. And so, can't wait already.
Jamel, were you concerned when Robert Saleh left as to how our defense would look? I'm just going back to that time and thinking about that. Were you concerned with that?
When he left, kind of.
It's okay to be honest. I was scared to death. I mean, I liked D'Amico, and I know about him doing a good job with the linebackers, but I didn't know if he could run that whole D and be the man calling the shots, you know? But he proved me wrong immediately.
He did prove me wrong. He did a darn good job. So I wish him well over there in Houston. So hope he does a good job over there.
In fact,
going back to Mr. Steve,
Jamel, should we go as far as to grade him against Robert Saleh's performance? Who do you think did the best job with that defense?
I would say between Saleh and are you talking about between Saleh and D'Amico? Or,
if you had a choice to call one of them back, one or the other back between Saleh and D'Amico, which one would you ask to come back?
Oh, that's you know what? I agree.
Tough,
wow.
Remember, we had the best. Our pass defense, our rushing defense was the best in the NFL in 2019. There was no better. Our secondary, it was okay. In the linebackers, Fred Warner. Anywhere Fred Warner goes, that linebacker crew is going to be good. So, the linebacker crew has never been, the middle of the field's never been a problem. And, so I asked myself that question. If you had to bring Robert Saleh, because I was crying big tears when he left, and D'Amico, and I been crying a little bit more. And I said, we can't keep getting rid of the coach of these units. Damn it.
Right.
But we got Wilks. Dry your tears. We're going to be fine. Oh, my God.
Yes,
so, can it go to the next level, I'm wondering?
I take it we can only see, but I believe so. I believe so with his body of work. Yes.
And he's seen every team in the league, so it's not like he's going to have to come in there and not know what to do. So, Gene D, you got trouble. Rudy, Rudy, we don't need Wilks to whoop your ass. And you look around the rest of the league. Some of the other teams on the schedule are going to play. I like having Wilks over there, and Kyle can ask him questions about his own job in certain areas.
Right.
Looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to it already.
It's coming up.
Yes, sir.
Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk, fifth-year options.
Did they pick him up or?
They've got to talk about it. Are you picking up? Picking up Ayuk?
Ayuk definitely, yes.
That's why I asked you that first.
Let's see, Ayuk definitely yes, but Ayuk I'm not sure about him. He's too. There's always something wrong.
No, you mean Kinlaw? Ayuk, you definitely pick him up. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Kinlaw. Wow. Not sure about him.
See, are you like me? Yeah. You feel bad for him. I don't want to say anything really bad. I understand it's a business, though, and you've got to perform. You're going to be judged on it. You're going to be evaluated. You either can help the team or you can't. And I do. Javon hasn't really been helping the team. Not really. He spent mostly last year on the IR. And then when he did come in, he wasn't really effective. But that's due to not having any training or any time to practice. So I feel bad for him.
Yeah, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So.
I know. See, it's a dog eat world, man. Dog eat dog world, the NFL.
I know. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. I just hope he gets better. If for no other reason, he can have a great showing next year. And if they don't pick up his fifth-year option, hopefully there's another place in the NFL for him to go. If not with San Francisco, like I said, you can't put him out. Like I was.
Right.
Papa Dragon since I was a kid, but he needs that job. He really does.
He does. Did we draft him?
Yeah, we 13,
We drafted
first
him,
round
okay.
pick.
Okay.
Now people look at the 49ers like they lost their mind. Did you guys have him examined before the draft, or what? How in the world did this happen? I don't know. Wow.
Well,
Anyway, fam, we're
we'll
gonna go,
just have to
Jamel.
see,
Glad to hear you.
Ronbo.
You sound healthy and feeling good, Jamel. All right. Glad to hear it. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll tell you
blessed
what.
and highly favored. Yeah.
There you go. I'll see you. See you Friday.
I'll see you Friday.
All right. Night, Jamel.
All right. Good night. Good night.
Yeah. With it. And let's. Hey, there he is. It's Bethel. Bethel. Red Eye. Who cares? Everyone needs a job.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
You know, Bethel, the thing is, when you read the story, and maybe they made up some of it, it is so heartbreaking. Javon Kinlaw comes from a situation that, frankly, when I read his story, how did he grow to be that big and strong? I mean, there was times when it sounded like he wasn't eating every day. So I says, he worked his way up to university level and played football and was a terror of North Carolina. 49ers draft him in the first round. He gets first round money. His family's jumping up and down. They're glad that the 49ers picked him up. He comes in and his knee won't work. That's sad.
Yeah, the bad thing about that is that you know how we traded back with Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay picked before us.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's actually the guy they picked up was a really good blocker. He was one of the best blockers that Brady had until he got injured.
Oh,
so
hey,
imagine
Bethel, what was
if
his
we
name?
had him.
Big Show. What was that offensive line?
I don't remember.
I didn't know he was the guy they picked up with our pick trade up.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Well,
I didn't pay that any attention.
So if we would not traded down with him and we would have picked him up, he would have been blocking for us, and he would have been the best blocker second best blocker in our offense. And we would not been talking about anybody getting through him and getting through Trent Williams and whatever guys we have.
Mike McGlinchey.
And
just go ahead and say it. You're talking about Mike McGlinchey. Was that Tristan Wirfs? That was Wirfs. That's right. Wirfs came in that year.
Yeah. So, we missed out on a good opportunity.
We just lost Defoe, and they were looking for a battering ram to put on a defensive line.
Yeah, but we could have had somebody in the offense that would have stepped up and would have been, doing something in the offense, and we could have used them in this game if we would have had them. And one thing that now I know why, a lot of people don't go to Philly games, because the way the Philly fans are. I didn't like the way that the way that they were doing everything, because when Philly came to play in our stadium, if their fans came, we're not flipping them off, telling them off, and doing all this shit, talking all this shit.
They like that reputation
too. Talk shit.
Yeah, they work it.
Yeah, they've been talking shit to Nick Bosa, and I was like, you don't want to get Nick Bosa mad, because when they get to play the Eagles, he's gonna be gunning for your quarterback.
It's a reflection on the entire city when fans can't. A long time ago, the New York Mets fans were a little bit bizarre too. You don't go to a game looking to kick somebody's ass. You're supposed to be there to enjoy the ball game. If you happen to get into a scrimmage, okay, but don't go out there intentionally starting things. Like the Raider fans used to be. Remember when they were talking about bringing I think they did bring boots and troops, commandos and boots and helmets for a couple of our games in the because there's gonna be unrest between the fans like that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I go and I seen the video where Fred Warner's wife, he just want to leave from there. She said she's never going back because of the fans.
I
She
didn't
was afraid
read
she
that
was gonna get
article.
attacked.
You're right. See.
No, but she actually made a YouTube. She did something on YouTube, and she put it out. That she felt threatened because of the fan base.
See, that's why.
The way they were acting and the way they were doing.
And loud talking. As you know, I had a friend years ago. He used to go to Candlestick whenever we played the Raiders. He actually had a fungo stick. He always wore a big coat. He had a fungo stick taped to the inside of his jacket. He had plans on doing damage. I said, dude, you're going to go to jail if you hit somebody with that bat. Yeah, but I'm going to take some of them mofos with me before I go down. I said, Ray, you should not have to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to play them next year. So I have a feeling our players are going to, get some payback. Because of it. And
let's go.
And then we're gonna play the Dallas Cowgirls again. So we're gonna play all that division.
Have we got the NFC East? We do, huh?
Yes.
That's
yes,
right.
we do.
I hope we get the Eagles like second or third week. They're gonna be coming off the Super Bowl, and you know how you feel when you come off the Super Bowl. You feel like getting your brains beat out. Ask the Rams.
Yeah.
Bethel, you know what? We're going to run out of time. I wanted to ask you about, you already like Wilkes, so you did mention that. And we talked about everything.
He's a really good coach. I don't know if you've seen the speech he gave to his guys, but, that's why his guys like to play for him, because the way he kind of is. And I seen an interview where one of our guys interviewed one of his ex-players. And his ex-player was saying, they really love this guy. And a lot of the players, felt, that was wrong that their organization did that. A lot of them think that they should just kept him as a head coach. But
well, what do you have to do to earn a job in Carolina? My God. Think about it, get some more draft picks and get things going for a whole year, go through camp. Come on, that team would have been good. So, it's going to be funny to see Reich. If he messes up, everybody's going to be laughing. But I'll see you Friday, okay?
All right, Ronbo, like always, great show.
Thanks, man.
And if I remember right, I remember I hear a lot of people were saying that, that they care about us always, going to a championship and all this. Now you're talking, that, if he can't go any further, Kyle, now you're
already
saying another tune? Yeah.
It didn't take long.
You can't have both. You cannot have both.
Dang, Kyle, bro.
All right, Rumble.
All right, Bethel, I'll see you Friday. Night, fam.
All right, hit the like, and let's go Niners.
Thanks, Bethel. Night, fam. And there he is. Jalen, come on in with them rhymes, because Gene D's all the way out of control tonight anyway. Oh, Jalen.
Ronbo, you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Man, Cliff got the boot. Pete still chewing on that goop. Rudy, marketing plural. I told y'all, Sean McVay play call like some fucking poop. What's up, Ronbo? What's up, faithful?
Fam, we're looking at this Keith Wilkes signing, and I got a big smile.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Happy about Wilkes. That's an OG. That's a veteran. He gonna know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's veteran. He gonna know. He's been a head coach, Ronbo. So he knows how to make good. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to make, good. You know what I'm saying? Like decisions in terms of personnel. We don't know how much. He knows how to run a club. So I think that's gonna be fine. Javon Kinlaw and Mike McGlinchey. Yeah, those two placeholders that everybody keeps saying, who are we gonna get if they go? I don't give a damn. They can leave though. They can leave. I mean, Ronbo.
Jenny, you know about Tristan Wirfs, though, right? You know about. I didn't realize Tristan Wirfs was a guy we traded down. Tristan Wirfs was the guy that Bucks picked up, and we picked up Javon. A trade that did not work.
Ronbo, we could have had another. Hell, we could have had a lot of other things than Javon Kinlaw. We could have had a lot of other things. Hell, we could have had Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. But
That's true.
Hell, if we got Solomon Thomas, and I mean, Ronbo, Kyle's first 3 draft picks, Reuben Foster, Solomon Thomas, and Mike McGlinchey, they're all bust. They are all bust. They're all bust. So, I mean, Kyle, your reputation of drafting first-round picks are already bad. So, you've only hit on maybe one, and he's got 2 blown ACLs. So, let's see.
That's why it's almost good we don't have one. We got 3rd-round picks and a multiple other bunch of picks. We did our best.
Ronbo,
work
we got George.
Anyway.
We got George, Fred. We got George, Fred, and Debo. That's it. George, Fred, and Debo. That's it.
Akello
was. I'm talking about period.
I'm saying that George was in the 5th round.
Yeah, I mean, George was all right. But, I mean, we ain't got too many notable guys that have been drafted and still. I mean, Akello, he's gone. Trent Taylor, he's gone. That whole 2017 draft class is gone, except for Kittle. I mean, we ain't here to talk about them, no. Yeah, we not here to talk about them, no. But, Kyle, you, my brother, Ronbo, I'm letting you know right now. If the season starts next year and the offense is looking the same way that it does at the beginning of every year, slow, gotta find an identity, winning.
Agreed.
Ronbo, no. Fuck that, gotta stop. He gotta get fired halftime. I'm sorry. I'm not dealing with that again. I'm not dealing with that again. Because I don't think people quite understand the seriousness of how when I say this. This is gonna be year 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Ronbo. It takes 4 years to graduate college. I've already high school. I've already graduated high school. That means Kyle has been our coach for my entire high school and damn near all my college career. And he has yet to win a Super Bowl ring. And he is still a part of our roster. I have no idea how. I don't know how he's still here. But he has to get it done. He has to get it done. And as far as who we're going to get to replace him, go do what everybody does to us. Still our coordinators. There are plenty of them out there. We need to rebuild. We don't need to rebuild the offensive line. We need to get a better right tackle. We need to get a pass rushing defensive tackle. And we need to get a new safety. Other than that, I mean, the team's really not that bad. And we just got to learn and quarterback. We got to stay healthy at quarterback.
You know, you mentioned a lot of people there. Just in that little bit there. You mentioned about 4 or 5 positions.
I mean, we have Ronbo, we don't know if we have the quarterback or not. I mean, Brock, he's good. Trey, can he stay on the field?
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the thing about Trey that I find worrisome. You know, if he'd had a couple of years of work, Trey's coming in exactly how he looked last year and his rookie year.
Ronbo,
we're talking about a 3rd-year guy that has a lot to learn, and he had a chance to learn it. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Ronbo, I think that Trey Lance is the reason why Malik Willis went in the 4th round. Because I think guys looked at Trey Lance the year before Malik Willis was drafted and was like,
I forgot about him.
That's who he reminded me of, Ronbo. You watch them play on the NFL level, they look exact. They look the same. I mean, I think Trey's the reason why Malik went in that 4th round because they said, you know what? If Trey couldn't beat out Jimmy, maybe these quarterbacks that we don't know about aren't as good as we think they are. So maybe we should, take Malik in that 4th round. I think if guys with a new Trey was who he is, if the quarterbacks are redrafted now, I think Trey Lance is probably getting taken in like the 3rd round, Ronbo. I'm just being real with you. He's not gonna be a 1st-round pick. Yeah, he's not gonna be a 1st-round pick, Ronbo.
Well,
but
I know you did you like what's his name?
Justin. Oh hell yeah, you damn right. Damn right. I wanted Justin Fields, Ronbo. I mean, since high school, he was an elite star, Ronbo. Still is. But hey, he over there in the Windy City, and people want to call him trash because he plays for the franchise who's literally never had a successful quarterback.
Like dirt. I wonder if he can pick up his 5th-year option. I mean, damn, y'all. He did a great job.
Y'all gotta cut Fields some slack. I mean, who's the Bears' greatest quarterback? Jay Cutler, Mitch Trubisky. Y'all gotta cut that boy some slack.
There's some history trivia. Who's the greatest Bears quarterback of all time?
Justin Fields.
Well, currently, but I mean,
it is.
Justin.
I mean, I don't know. I'm from Chicago. I'm a huge Bulls fan, but I couldn't be I couldn't be a Bears fan, Ronbo. I couldn't do that.
Nobody.
I couldn't do that.
They won the Super Bowl a long time ago. The quarterback was
Yeah,
just
I couldn't do
a
that.
figure piece because they had the monsters of midway defense. God. So
Man, but Rombo, I think the pickup was good. I think that right tackle is a position we need to seriously address.
McMahon.
Javon Kinlaw is a placeholder. I know some of y'all are saying, who are we gonna get if he leaves? It's the NFL. You got to go out there. You got to find people. That's what I'm saying.
Javon didn't even play.
Rombo, he doesn't make an impact. Jordan Willis makes a better impact than him, and he plays special teams. Jordan Willis should be a starter. I'm being serious. He should be a starter.
I'm getting ready to say the same thing. Wait a minute. Take Jordan Willis serious. Every time he gets on the
Jordan
field,
Willis is good.
he makes things happen. He never disappears.
Makes a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always has impact.
I mean, we just need some girth on the inside, Rombo. I paused. We just need some bigger guys on the inside. That you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna get blown off the ball.
You got that dude that came in. They drafted him hurt. I understand he's feeling good. He's gonna be all right. We're gonna see what happens with him. What is his name? It starts with an M. McSomething.
Kayla. Talking about Kayla. The Kayla or Maurice Hurst.
No. You was right the first time.
The Kayla. I forgot his last name.
Same here.
But I think that I think that offensive lineman, I don't know if he's still on our practice squad, but that dude Poe, the real athletic looking Rombo, I think he might mess around and shock us, kind of like how Talanoa did. If he gets on that field and he gets a little bit bigger than he was his rookie year. I mean, Rombo, that's offensive lineman running wide receiver like routes and slants and cuts.
I see
that footwork is crazy.
And big as he is, I'd have sent him out in a heartbeat. How you gonna guard him?
Boy, Rombo, we still the kings of the West. Yeah. Man, the Rams are a goddamn mess. Kyler's badass knee needs a 2-year rest. And Gene D, y'all still smell like some donkey piss. Let me get a Niners shout out, Rombo.
I love when he does that. Niners! I appreciate you preparing that for our
and Raiders,
guest.
y'all lost to Nick Mullins. I ain't forgot that.
Hey, Jalen, I'll see you Friday. Oh, God. Is nothing more fun than working the Raiders, Rams, and for some reason, I don't understand why. Hawks have already left for the most part. And Big Show says my feelings exactly. Shout out to Jalen. Jalen, that was for you from Big Show. Thanks, fam. Let's go check out Ellis. Ellis. Who's the top Niner free agent? GD, he thinks he scored some points with that. Let me think about that for a minute. Top Niners. Hey, Clarence, top Niners free agent. I got to check out our free agents. Hey, yo, Clarence. Come back because Gene D thinks he said something, don't he?
Ronbo, can you hear me?
Clarence, I can hear you. Come on in, fam. Maybe Jimmy.
How you doing, sir?
Clarence, I'm doing. Clarence, if Gene D thinks he hit us with a zinger by asking a question that would have an absurd answer, he said, "Yeah. Who's the 49ers top free agent?" So you can't say Mike McGlinchey. Jimmy Ward. See now, damn it. You know what? The thing is, we resigned all our good players. So GD, you don't have. That's not. How about you, GD? How many good free agents you got? What's your best free agent? All of them, because they're all about the same. I believe he asked that question. Anyway, Clarence.
What we talking about?
Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk. Well, hey, the Keith Wilks signing.
Okay, so the Wilks signing, solid signing. Veteran head coach. Could probably do well to get our secondary better.
Yes.
In that, because he was he's a DB's guy as far as that's considered. So now that you have, you got your defensive line rushing, if you can't get them in force, can't get them in, they can't get there in 3.5 seconds. Now you'll have a secondary that can hold the fort until they get there.
Right, because there's no reason to worry about the linebacking group. That group is going to be solid for a while.
Right.
And they're signed.
That's Fred.
Yeah.
Fred's going to hold it. Fred and John Holland will throw that. Johnny Holland will hold that down for us.
Yeah. So not worry about that. So, but the secondary improves, Clarence. You're right. Oh my God. Oh
yeah,
man.
Exactly. As far as leads, I'd pick up the 5th-year option. Kinlaw, man, I don't know. You just got to let it. I think you have to let it play out. I don't think you pick up his 5th year. I think you have to let him play out, see if he can stay healthy on that knee. If he can stay healthy on that knee, then there you go. Then you can try to re-sign him. If not, you got to replenish in the draft. That's what you got to do.
Some of these guys, we got about 3 guys that are leaving off the defensive line unless they re-sign them. And now some of these guys that Wilks is going to attract, I think it's going to be attractive though, Clarence. I'd like to know who those people are that might want to come over and play with their coach.
It'd be awesome if we could get Brian Burns, steal him from the Panthers.
What is he? But is he a free agent though? We're not trading for anything.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a free agent or not, but he'd be a crazy pickup.
Yeah,
with him and Warner and Greenlaw, that would just be evil.
They've got a cornerback over there. Is it corners or safety? That I was glad he wasn't there when we played them.
Talk about Casey Horn.
That he was hurt. I was watching the Panthers the week before. I was watching the team we're going to play the week before to see what we're going to be up against. And that dude was making plays after play after play.
Yeah.
After, so who the hell is that? And I said, damn. We got to be careful around him.
Got to replenish that corner position. Sorry, Jason Verrett, we can't rely. And you got to. And, E-Man's hopefully coming back. We can sign him. And then, Ambry and Demo, they got to step up their game. And then we got to draft some folks or maybe pick up somebody in free agency if that's possible.
Yeah, and Debo, you mentioned Debo. There. From what I just heard about him as he left the McAfee show, hey, and try not to gain any weight. And you know what? Seriously, Debo needs to come into camp in shape. He really does. Don't be doing a Shaquille O'Neal, working your way into shape after you get to camp. Come into camp ready to go. Show us that you're serious.
Ready to go. Exactly. No, I'm talking about Demo. Yamador.
Yeah, he's going to be. Yeah, he's going to be working with this new coach.
He's got to take another step. And like I said, Amber, he's got to take another step too.
Amber's got a huge stride to take. But Demo took a huge step forward. I'm proud of him.
Yep. And Amber got, Amber. We thought everybody, at least a lot of us, thought Amber was going to take a step up, and he got hurt. He
wasn't hurt at the beginning of the season. He got beat out, though. Remember, Ambry Thomas was my child of great expectation this year. He never got beat out by Demo.
And Womack. At first. And then Womack lost his job.
To Demo.
Demo.
What? None of you guys can beat out Demo? I mean, we talked about him like he might get cut, and now he's our best guy.
But above all that, you gotta fix and improve that offensive line. Regardless of what guy's back, you gotta make sure you gotta get max protect on max.
And you notice we don't really like to talk about that a lot. But you know what? It's that elephant in the room. If we don't make some real noticeable change, we're going to be having some problems. You can't move your offense. You're not going to get anything done. I mean, you got to have some protection back there for that quarterback. So I think it's going to be priority one for the 49ers this year, Clarence. We worked on our secondary. We worked on our front line. I think it's time.
Because we play the NFC East this coming season.
Pass rushers galore.
Yeah, elite pass rushers everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
And
Clarence,
did you hear that they may not pick up? Then the Commanders may not
Chase
pick
Young.
up Chase Young.
I jumped off my phone. I mean, I saw that notification. Whoa, really? He's got to stay.
Man,
They're
he would look
kidding.
good in a Niners uniform.
They're trying to motivate him. There's no way he stay unless he gets hurt again.
Man, having Chase
Clarence.
Young on one side and both on the other side. Whew,
Oh my
that would be
God.
nice too.
Clarence, we see you Friday.
All right, my man. I know I got to go. It's snowing here down in the Springs. I got to be
All right.
careful driving. So
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
I will talk to you soon. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Looking forward
God
to it,
bless
Clarence.
you. Be safe out there.
You too. Be real
All
careful.
right.
All right. All
Brian,
right, Clarence.
You doing Friday?
Oh, yeah. Be back Friday.
Hey, back Friday. Okay, I'll
All
talk
right.
to you later then.
All right, Clarence. Night.
Take care. Peace out. Bye.
Too. Thanks, man. Hey, yo, Ellis. That's true. Brandon Ayuk runs crisp, sharp routes. You got to keep him no matter what. There's no doubt about it. I don't think there's any question about Ayuk coming back, though. Javon was the only one. It's just the both of them are having fifth-year options. Yo, Ellis. Guys, work Gene D. I can't think of all our free agents. Don't let me get away with that question. Gene D, you think you said something, don't you? Boy, you ain't. Hey, Steven.
Let's talk about it, Ronbo. Oh, man, hold on. We signed
Jimmy.
Steve Wilks.
Yeah.
And, wait, go ahead.
No, I see some people listen, Jimmy. Well, our best free agent, Steve. Gene D thinks he made a comment, a comedy shot at us. He said, hey, name your best free agent. I had to pause. I hated to pause. I wanted to rattle off real quick. Anyway, we'll get back to Gene later. Steve,
Wait, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
But no, Steve Wilks, this is something that I think a lot of people have been talking about. We got to keep Kris Kocurek.
Oh, yeah.
We got to keep him. And we added Steve Wilks. And there might be a possibility, if the Commanders do not make a good enough offer for Chase Young, we might see him in a Niner uniform. We can say,
we got to wait a year. It's not going to be this year. They're thinking about picking up his fifth-year option, or not.
But the possibilities are endless with Steve Wilks because he is just an enticing coach. He's an enigma just in and of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think Javon Kinlaw is going to get signed back unless he takes, the same contract or probably gets like a $5,000 increase. I mean, we're talking like a small portion increase because he didn't really do anything. He didn't. He was just a piece of drywall going against a sledgehammer 24/7.
I know, right? And that ain't gonna work.
No, it's not gonna work. It's not. Now, Brandon Ayuk, that's a little bit of a skid. That's a little bit of a touchy subject because I don't know if you saw this, but the 49ers picked up Tyron Johnson from the Raiders, which I thought was weird. And so they're cutting somebody, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw him, as a wide receiver. I may be wrong. I have a feeling I might be, but I might not be.
Wait, Tyron is a wide receiver?
If I'm not mistaken, that's what I saw. But I could be wrong. I have a good feeling I might be wrong.
Okay. Well, because I zoomed through the dailies today, and I didn't really look at everything closely. We picked up some future contracts. I do wonder about some of those guys. I haven't looked into thoroughly yet, though. But this guy from the Raiders
on the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken, I saw him as a wide receiver. But on the practice squad, we have Jason Poe on the practice squad, so we were signing back on that.
Yeah.
And then we also signed Alfredo Gutierrez back on the practice squad, too. So those are two linemen that came back, which is nice. Now, Jason Poe I do agree, he does have to put on a little bit more weight, but in terms of, being agile and being physical, he's got it. He's definitely got it.
Doesn't he weigh like 280?
Alfredo, yeah. He's a little bit on the thinner side for a lineman.
280. You know what? He's not that tall, though.
Yeah, he's kind of got to be a little bit bigger to kind of overcompensate. I mean, look at man, I hate saying this because it hurts every time I say his name. Look at DJ Jones. The man is built like a cannonball, but he's stocky.
But DJ played defensive line, and he was like a cannonball. Every time that ball was snapped,
exactly.
He's all that size, he could move. Whoa, DJ can move.
Yeah, he can move. It's crazy because Jason Paul has that same ability, but on the offensive side.
Yeah,
so if he can put on a little bit more weight.
Yeah. That's why he's ideal for Shannon's system because he's got to get out into space. He just needs to be strong. At 280, he puts on another 10 pounds. That's enough. But I don't want him to slow down, though. I want him to stay strong.
No.
You put on, make sure that's muscle mass then.
And then who else? Another person I want to talk about. I mean, I'm going to go back. You mentioned him, and I hate mentioning it, but Kyle Shanahan. I don't know what this man is doing. I don't know what this man is doing to sour relationships with former 49ers or outgoing 49ers. Because if you look at it, Jed is one of them. Jed did not like Kyle. And now it's Jimmy. And I have a bad feeling when Jimmy leaves, it's going to come back. Whatever Jimmy lands on, it's probably going to come back to bite us in the ass.
I was worried about certain positions. I know.
And now the fact that, kind of Jimmy Ward's kind of hinting like, hey, I might not come back. It's kind of scary too because Jimmy Ward.
We need him, right?
Right.
I don't care if he is 32. He didn't look like he was 32 last season.
No, he didn't look like he was 32 this season.
Although, I don't know, but Kyle's probably pissed off, though, Steven. I understand his mood's probably not good, and Jimmy asked him at the wrong time. Jimmy could have waited till later to start talking about that. I mean, I hope maybe Kyle come back and apologize. Listen, I didn't mean to snap at you, but listen, we got some things to work out, and we'll revisit this conversation a little later on. I'm just saying, you did a good job for us in the slot, Jimmy. You got to let Jimmy know you're valuable to me. I just think that we don't have anybody better than you in the slot, and we don't.
Exactly. I mean, look at what he did last season when he was barely put together, and I mean, literally falling apart at the seams. Kyle's got to look at that and be like, you know what? We'll talk about it. Let's discuss it. I wouldn't snap at him because I'm like, yeah, you got us to the NFC Championship last year.
You want to sit on the bench? That was uncalled for.
Yeah. I mean, I get it if you want to let Purdy play because he got us there. Understandable. But what I would have done was keep Purdy going, have Jimmy suited up and ready to go just in case. Because we all knew Josh Johnson, everybody, including Stevie Wonder himself, knew that guy was not going to do jack shit.
Stevie got to go. But, they didn't know. They said that Jimmy couldn't even sprint that last week. Some people were saying. And other people were saying he was probably able to go. We're never going to find out the truth till after he leaves. You know that.
We're never going to find out. Oh, no. It's a classic 49er smoke and mirrors tactic.
I know, damn it. Steven, I'm going to be back Friday, and hopefully you got some more time. I always love when you get in here. All right? Give my best a little run.
He's asleep right now.
That's good. He needs to get a lot of rest now before life starts and you have you up all the time. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Steven.
Have a good one.
You too. And the Big Show says, those guys are nothing to worry about. They're there to fill a 93-man roster for camp. The future contract players. Yeah, I know. But Show, how many future contract players have actually survived beyond camp? Yeah, that's a good trivia question too. We've had some UDFAs, but they weren't future contract players. They came in right around after the draft, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see. Look at Kendrick Bournes and guys like that. Although Kyle wanted to get rid of Kendrick, it pissed him off coming to a meeting late. Kendrick Bourne's always been a clown. Hey, Tony! Kyle cussed him out. I mean, I wish you could have seen that. Hey, Tony. Can you imagine pissing Kyle off? You've seen some of those candid footage of Kyle saying a lot of bad words and expletives back to back to back to back. I didn't know it. You never know by looking at somebody who they are. Hey, Ellis, you got ready? You ready, Ellis? Let's give Ellis a little more time here. And See who's available. And of course, Merrick. Hey, Merrick.
Ronbo.
Merrick, we're celebrating the fact that we got Steve Wilks. You know, actually, I don't know how Steve Wilks. There was no competition once he got involved. I mean, Vic Fangio's one thing, but Vic Fangio wins a 3-4. We don't, and Kyle didn't want to have to change everything up just for Vic. Although Vic, Merrick, I am curious though. If Vic was going to come in with the Vic Fangio plan, you know what kind of defense we had with Vic when Harbaugh was here. We were just straight nails, right? How would he assemble?
Yeah, well, our defense then was built to play 3-4, so
yeah,
I feel like if you brought in Vic, you might have to get rid of a lot of players
and rebuild from
so you could fit the 3-4 scheme.
I wonder if there's anybody on our team that can play the 3-4. I mean, what percentage of the guys on our team? You know, a lot of ball players can play both the 3-4 and 4-3. A lot of people say a good ball player can play at either scheme. I don't fully agree with that, but I've heard that down through the years. So, you know. But anyway, Merrick, what are your feelings on Wilks?
Oh, I definitely think it's the best. He's the best hire we could have done. And I did a bit of research, and from what I read, that he's actually very good with DBs. That's his area of expertise.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that'll help our secondary because that was kind of our weak link last season.
Every year they say that about us, right? 49ers frontline defense is going to be very good. The linebacking crew, one of the best in the league. The only question is their secondary. Every year, they're secondary. I said, man, you know, I always defend this. There's nothing wrong with that secondary. I got Richard Sherman here. I got Emmanuel Mosley. I got this guy. You know, in 2019, I was complaining about the disrespect even then, right? We're fine. Well, you know, it could be better, though.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But, Mac, wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to
say? As for bringing back J-Dub or Jimmy Ward, I know I'm torn. I think we should, but I think he might want more money than we can afford.
Yeah. You know, he's not like that, though,
because
Jimmy
if Mosley
Ward
comes back, then we don't need him at nickel because you can put Demo at nickel and Mosley and Ward on the outside.
I know. Demo at nickel. I think I'd rather put Womack at nickel. You know, the thing is, Jimmy's not going to ask for a lot of money. Remember, he took a pay cut to stay with us before. He could have been with the Eagles and got paid more money than he had with us. And so I can't imagine Ward wanting a whole lot of money. He just wants to be able to play. I bet you he'd take his same amount of money if you just let him play safety. He loves playing safety. He's a natural safety, and he doesn't like playing the slot.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take one for the team, though, Jimmy. But still,
he couldn't have played safety last year. I mean, he could have been Chufunga or Gibson for him. I wouldn't.
Well, he can outplay Gibson. Hufanga's a box
Maybe.
safety.
I mean, Gibson was our leading leader in picks last year. He had 6.
True, but Jimmy's just you want to put a guy at center fielder. He's good. Gibson did a great job. I'm not taking anything away from him. Gibson's contemplating retirement. If he does retire, the only reason Gibson got in the first place is because Jimmy was hurt at the beginning of the season. So then, you know, Kyle has to come back and say, listen, Jimmy, you've gotten over what I said to you, right? No, as a matter of fact, Kyle, Coach, I haven't. Come on. I'm going to put you back at safety. I mean, I can see that happening. We'll see.
Yeah, I just hope he can finally stay healthy. It always seems like he's banged up every season with something.
Yeah, well, he's had a few good. He put a few good seasons together since 2019. Yeah, for Jimmy,
didn't he
2 or 3
break
years
his
in a
hand
row.
this year though and missed a couple of games? Then he played with a big cast on his hand.
But usually he's out for the entire season, so at least he came back.
Yeah.
But anyway, 32. If we can get something better, I don't know. Gibson may not want to continue. Who would you think about that from Eric? Who are you going to put back there? Now you have no center fielder. If Jimmy leaves, Gibson retires. What now?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So.
Yeah. See, Ward's got to come back. We got to start farming and getting a safety back there. Maybe Womack could be the guy. I'm not sure. He's got that kind of instinct and bounce in his step. I need a guy that hits like Jimmy, though. Jimmy, for his size, you know he's one of our leading tacklers. Once Jimmy Ward grabs you, you're usually grabbed. And if nothing else, Jimmy's going to hold you until the troops get there. So.
Yeah.
But anyway. Javon Kinlaw.
So,
Brandon Ayuk. 50-year options.
Well, I definitely want to keep Ayuk, and I don't know, I would like to get rid of Kinlaw, to be honest. He's just never available, and that knee is never going to get any better. It's like Todd Gurley.
Yeah, it seems. They rebuilt it, the entire knee, because some doctor finally had the wherewithal to understand that you're not going to continue to keep repairing that knee and get anything different from this result. It's going to be the same every time. Let's just go ahead and restructure that whole thing. And they did, but he needs to lay off it for about a year. That's a big man. How's that knee going to heal up? I can imagine him right now, even though I'm not going to say anything, he's back in the hospital getting more procedures done.
Probably.
Ah.
And yeah, I would definitely keep Ayuk because I think he's honestly our number one wideout.
Oh yeah, nobody runs routes better than Ayuk.
Debo's more of a gadget player.
Yeah. You want to get him the ball as fast as possible. All he has to do is stay in that slant. They double teamed him this year a lot until CMC arrived. And then they realized, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What do we do, Coach? You know, because you double up Debo. Thank you. Now you've released the other storm. You're gonna double up on CMC. Go ahead, please. Now Kittle and Debo are gonna eat because it's gonna take at least 2 or 3 guys to stop CMC. We had the perfect blend. The Eagles did the only thing they could do to survive that game. They broke the quarterback's damned arm. Oh man. Who would have seen that?
That hit did look a tiny bit dirty. It looked like he was trying to go for his arm and not a tackle.
Well, good on him. That's a smart move because that's the only hope. We already had Hurts. Did you see Hurts trying to run around? That look in his eyes, that camera got in close. He looked frightened in that first quarter. I said, whoa, he didn't see that coming, did he?
I mean, the Eagles only averaging 4 yards a play.
And when he did pass the ball?
And Hurts only had 120 yards at the end of it.
Nothing. He threw the ball into space sometimes like he didn't know where he was going. Oh, we had that game.
To be fair, though, his shoulder was still hurting.
True, but
his shoulder was still hurting, though. If his shoulder was 100%, we might have given up a few more touchdowns because we got beat deep a few times and luckily Hurts missed.
I don't know about a few more because the 49ers defense saw better than that. The only person that really lit him up was Mahomes, but you know what? They didn't really do it all in the air. It's too late. It's high. We'll get him next year. All right. Mac, let me see you Friday and see what we got going on.
Did you see what McCaffrey said about the Super Bowl?
I just heard what he said to Debo. What else did he say about the Super Bowl? McCaffrey's just been a
comedian. He said in an interview, he said he hopes both teams lose.
Oh, yeah? McCaffrey, I was thinking about, the guy that does the whole show. Yeah, I know. Ask about who's going to win. That was a dumb question. I enjoyed that answer, too. I got the same feeling. Anyway, see you Friday, fam.
All right, see you.
And to go back and check on Ellis. Ellis. Oh, Ellis. I thought I heard one of the kids in the back. Ellis? There he is. Ellis, I hear some stirring, but is Ellis having tech problems? Let's go check on Tony, see if he can get that worked out. Tony!
Ronbo, good evening.
Tony, was that last time we caught you stretched out on the sofa, waiting on to get in here? And you was sawing logs? No, last time. Was that Monday night? Tuesday?
That was
Monday
That
night?
was Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Yeah, because we didn't. No, we came in. Yeah, Tony, you was hilarious, man. You was tearing that wood up.
Wow. It was a long weekend. I had a nice weekend. I was. It must have been like 10 minutes after the last time I heard you. I forgot who the caller was, but I was listening, laughing.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I woke up my phone, so I'm like, oh man,
it must have been Rudy because Rudy called in there and made made everybody funny, a laugh with his antics.
No, I talked. That was Monday night. I talked to you Monday.
I'm getting my
talked to
nights
you right
mixed up
before
now.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ronbo, I forgot to tell you, speaking of Rudy, Saturday night in my Atlanta Falcons Nation chat, Rudy crashed my chat.
No, he didn't. What did he say?
Yes, he did. And he was 28-3, started talking Falcon stuff. So I told the people in the chat, guys, ignore this bum. He is a troll. And I told the guy whose name is Big Low Country.
Yeah.
I said, this guy is a troll. Ignore him. and the Falcons fans, man, none of them, I was giving it to Rudy, and none of them would help me. That's the kind of people we have in my chat, man.
You know what? Rudy needs to come back a couple of times. Maybe they was in shock, didn't know who he was. Rudy built a reputation here years ago. Rudy, before every Rams game, Rudy was all over us, laying every little dig on us he could. And then, of course, he had his one year, and ever since that year, we handed Rudy and the Rams their butt every year. And Rudy would come in and man up. Congratulations, Rams, 49ers. I bet you won't win another game the whole season.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, Rudy, I still remember that.
Tonight is Gene D, though. Everybody's getting Gene D, including me. I asked the chat. I said, hey, guys, we never got the answer to that question I asked a month ago. Hey, Gene D, what does this D in Gene D stand for? And then one guy said dork. Chris Hansen said delusional, and it was on and on.
See that GD? He's one thing. He remains constant. You know, unlike Tommy Testosterone and Larry. What's that guy's name? You know, they left because they knew the whooping they would have got.
Larry Hoover. I like the Larry Hoover. Yeah,
no, not Larry Hoover. Oh God, I can't think of that name. He always wrote in caps. He only have 2 or 3 words. His favorite was delusional. 49er fans. Oops, I haven't even been drinking. How did I get these? All right, Tony, go ahead. I'm gonna hold my breath here till the hiccups go away.
Yeah, and to answer your question about who should you pick your 5th-year option up on, that's a no-brainer. It's got to be Ayuk. Ronbo, you can't pick up the 5th-year option on Kinlaw because the best ability is availability. He's never available. You can't do it. I would draft me another. I don't know how y'all's draft is, but, 2nd, 3rd round, get you a defensive tackle that you can develop. You know
I agree.
There's some good ones out there in free agency, but I don't know if you're going to spend the money.
You know, well, this is the thing, because, we're going to lose some players. Well, we have choices, right? Because I figure Wilks and the 49ers in combination are going to draw some people that are at least going to be taking a look. And I already know we're going to hear about this guy or that guy. Oh, my God, yes! And then they're going to say the 49ers are checking their options to see if they can do it. I can already see. And then we're going to, Prague, where you at, man? Get that. I already know what's coming. Because Wilks is that kind of coach. That is a great coach. I don't understand what Carolina was thinking about with Reek. Or how do we pronounce his name? Reich or Reach? Anyway, I don't know what they meant by.
Man, they should have gave him a chance. Because he was winning with P.J. Walker. They beat us. Carolina with P.J. Walker. The running game was running smooth.
He commands that kind of. He gets the best out of his ball players, and that's what I'm kind of saying.
They got a nice young defense anyway. They got a nice young defense in Carolina.
Yeah, as I said, that safety or corner, whatever he was, guy scared me. I was watching before we played him.
Dante Jackson at one corner. I can't remember who the other one is.
Who's at safety?
They got those dogs on the defensive line. The safety is the one guy, Chin, used to be with New England.
Oh, yeah.
They got him, Chin, and I forgot who the other one was, but they got
the thing
Burns
is,
for that defensive end from Florida State.
The thing is, Wilks got them all together, worked on their strengths, designed something they could really kill with. That's what makes a good defensive coordinator. I'm going to look at what I got and how I can use it to be the most effective. And Wilks is making that happen because, like you say, in your conference, you see the Panthers every year, and all of a sudden you see them look a lot different that last week, right? That last game you played them. So that's what I'm saying. The dude is a good coach.
They've been a lot different since mid-October because, they won some games. The first game when we beat them, we shouldn't have beat them. We beat them at the last minute.
Yep.
But Deontay Foreman ran for 143 on us that game.
Oh,
and then when we played them 3 weeks later in Carolina, when we should have won, Mariota schooled the pooch. Foreman ran for another 116 on us, and they beat us pretty bad that game.
That's
Wilks is. I wanted Wilks for our defensive coordinator, but we hired the defensive line coach from New Orleans. But I wanted Wilks. We interviewed Wilks too, but we gave it to the guy from New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans has got some. Well, that defense is sick too, though. So they beat the Eagles this year 20-10. I know Minshew was in there, but still, everybody else was there. Also, Minshew won a couple games, didn't he? Or did he lose every one? Anyway. New Orleans, what the rest of the league needs to worry about is New Orleans getting an offense. They've always worked hard on the defense.
Well, New Orleans is going to struggle, Ronbo, because what's his name? Andy Dalton's a free agent. I think Jameis Winston's a free agent because I want us to either sign him or Jacoby Brissett as our backup. They're about to lose some players. They're going to Slant Thomas. They're going to cut him. I wouldn't advise you picking him up.
Who?
I call him Slant, Michael Thomas.
Oh, yeah, I heard of him. I saw that. Michael Thomas is, again, a great talent, but he doesn't play.
Never available. Jarvis Landry, they're about to cut him. The other wide receiver, they're about to cut him too. But they're going young with Chris Olave. But Ronbo, they're about to lose Marcus Davenport, that defensive end, former first-round pick, unless they sign him.
It's that time, huh?
Yeah, he's good.
What about
he's going to get paid?
What's that premier cornerback? Is his contract ran out yet?
Oh, Lattimore. I don't like Lattimore. I think he's under contract. I think. I'm not sure. But Ronbo, in this Super Bowl, the defensive end, Brandon Graham, 13-year guy.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox, 11-year guy.
Yeah.
And next to him, Javon Hargraves, all the free agents after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The other two are old, but I like Hargraves.
I take Fletcher Cox because Fletcher Cox, every time we play the Eagles, the first thing on my mind is, y'all go do something with Fletcher Cox, please, y'all, please stop Fletcher Cox. Brandon Graham is good because
in the rotation.
Yeah, God, Jesus.
Yep.
You
I like Javon Hargraves because he made his first Pro Bowl last year. That was the first game of the year last year. He sacked Matt Ryan 3 times. And danced on.
The Eagles know how to go get mean, vicious guys. When everybody else don't know how to find them, the Eagles do.
Defensively, especially. Yep.
Yeah, I know,
Offensive line too.
Yep. Tony, I'll look for you on Friday and try to get you before you go to sleep. All right.
Yes, sir.
Keep working, Gene.
I heard you saying. You said Gene D. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tony. Anybody that works G&D, I always hope they come back in. Give G&D no rest, fam. But not a fam. G&D under no. Just work his butt with extreme prejudice. All right, go ahead, Tony. We gotta go.
Yes, sir. Also, I heard you guys talking about maybe considering re-signing Jimmy Garoppolo. Because the Purdy thing, Rob, I think he's going to miss the whole season, even with the surgery. I really do. No disrespect. I hope he does come back. He's going to miss a big portion.
Kyle Shanahan said under no scenario does he see signing Jimmy. So I don't know. Somebody said that they may have had a falling out. So I don't know about that.
Oh,
so we'll see. The Kyle said that last year. They say that about Jimmy every year. He's still hanging around. All right. Hey, Tony, good stuff as usual. I'll see you Friday.
I'll see you Friday, sir. I'll talk to you about a bunch of free agents.
All right. I love it. It's that time of year. All right. You too. Night, Tony. All right. So, fam, we'll call it a night. Oh, she'll stand for say Ellis. Ellis, is Ellis there yet? Ellis? Yeah, when Ellis is detained 3 or 4 times, that's usually hit for him. He's usually whatever happened, and he can't get back. Probably one of his kids stole his phone. Oh, there he is. Ellis, one of the kids stole his phone. Daddy, I know. Where's your phone, Daddy? Well, y'all got my phone? Yeah? Can you find it?
I just had him bring it to me.
Yeah. Okay, good. There you go. Ellis, we're talking about our coach celebrating Wilks coming on in, and we've also examined the prospect of Javon Kinlaw not versus, but both of them keeping the same draft, picking up that 5th-year option. They're having that conversation already. Can you believe it? Damn, time flies. But Alice, your feeling on both matters, and anything else you want to add?
I'm glad we got Wilkes. That was one of the coaches that I had my eye on. I talked to you about it between him and Fangio,
Big
yeah. So I'm glad we got Wilkes. He has some expertise in the secondary. He was doing real good with J.C. Horn out there in Carolina, and J.C. Horn was a he's a baller. So just the secondary as a whole, I feel like is going to get a large increase. Yeah, we need that. We need to see more out of Embry, and I would like to see Hufanga get better in his coverage ability and his kind of like his overall. He's got some really good things that we've been able to enjoy, and he's earned his keep this year. But with that, he's made some mistakes and stuff. So just
you saw that interview with D'Amico, right? D'Amico says, you gotta know with the ball players. He said something to the effect that I let him use his strengths, and that was because he has some things he needs to clean up, but he did use them for all his strengths. I didn't really realize that about Hufanga. So you're right. If Wilkes has probably got more expertise in the secondary, and he's probably going to be able to put him on the right track.
Yeah. So we're going to benefit. I don't know who's on the linebacking aspect as far as coaching.
Fred and Drake can run that whole shit. They don't even need.
Yeah, they got it. Well, they're that's what I mean. They're already coached up. They're already seasoned, and they can man that room. And we still got Flanagan. Hopefully they re-sign Flan, and we got McCrary, and we'll probably draft another linebacker. Likely. I'm assuming that we would.
We do every year,
just
right?
To
at least,
get extra, some extra depth. Yeah, we need to resign Kevin
Burke?
Givens. We need to resign,
Burke. There's a dude that came out of nowhere. In preseason, I was
Burks.
all up on. Damn, who in the hell is that? Look at him, boy. Was
Oh yeah, I forgot we do have
was
him.
crazy.
I don't know if he's on a 1 year though. I'm not sure. He might want to get some money.
Yeah.
See, we coach up these guys, and they're better than they ever were. So then when they go on, they have promising careers. That's it's not just the coaching where guys are really able to come up, and we have like a farm where we get these coaches and they become stellar head coaches, but players as well. So that says a lot about the the organization.
Yeah.
The team as a whole.
And like Trent Balky had that
as far
thing
as
going
Wilkes
on with Carolina. That was our farm club then. Remember Trent Balky and that coach over at the Gamecocks? We picked up players from that team how many times? Anyway, we don't have one of those now.
Yeah, I'm not on the Javon Kinlaw train. God bless him and his, his family.
I know, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, well, he's got. Look at it like this. He's gotten paid. Yeah. He's gotten some money. He hasn't gotten his 5th-year option picked up or any of that other stuff, but he got his first-round pick money, and he's got his contract that he's been playing on thus far. He'll get a little bit of money somewhere else. I'm not sure what his career is going to look like long term, but we can't. We are that train. That ship has sailed already. Yeah. We got to move on from him.
Hopefully
he was getting pushed around.
Somebody else will bring him over.
Yeah, he was getting pushed around in Philly. I saw some clips of him, and that's just him being inexperienced and stuff like that. He's still young. Yeah. He hasn't had enough time to really get that veteran creed about him and stuff like that. That sometimes takes a little bit longer for certain players to know how to deal with those double teams and stuff like that, because we got guys that can take. I mean, look at Nick. Look how Nick takes on double, triple teams. He still gets to the quarterback. He still makes the play. That's even just some things you can't teach. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's going to be good
out there though, and that's what Javon wasn't. He wasn't out there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But we don't have time to wait anymore. We got to get some guys to replenish that middle. We can't just have Eric there, taking on all the
20,
the brunt
30
of everything.
blocks,
We need some other guys in there. Yeah, re-sign Kerry Hyder. We should get T. What's his name? TJ TK. What's his name? What's that tackle that we got from
the draft
was
last
it
year?
Minnesota?
Oh.
No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What the hell's his name?
Yeah.
You know,
There's two or three guys like that, including our draft pick last year that was drafted hurt. I have high expectations for him too.
Yeah.
They said he's already working out in practice and looks.
Yeah. No, he's going to be good too. I'm anxious to see what he looks like. Yeah, because he had that. Was it ACL or something?
Yeah. So
Kalia Davis.
Kalia Davis. Yeah, they say good things about him. In
He's supposed to be a hog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. But we're going to have to get some more guys that, at least one or two in the middle. We're going to need to get a tackle. There's some players I think will be able to come up in the draft. So we just got to try to get what we can. And
I started liking Ridgeway too. But he got hurt.
Yeah. Good. I would bring him back if he's not talking too much. I'll bring back Ridgeway. Because with Kocurek still being there, we still got these guys that can benefit from his coaching. So we need to try to make sure that we can get as many of these guys coached up as possible. Because if for some reason, hypothetically, Kocurek we only get one more season, we need those guys to get some more of that time with him and the boys.
Yes,
because I feel like we almost lost him. Shout out to him for staying though.
D'Amico's gonna try to see if he can come on over. Man, we could go. I tell you what, let me find you Friday and see what else is going on in Ninerville.
That's a bet. Appreciate you, family. Thank you for the platform as always.
You know this. Shout out to the
squad.
Shout out
to the. Thank you, fam. Thank you, man. Hit that like, subscribe. You know where you at, man. Wipe your feet, and it's for life, man. Peace to all the faithful.
All right, else.
Yeah.
Night, fam.
Later.
And okay, we'll go ahead and make it a wrap now. Hey, man, I'll see you Friday, and we get back to Gene. You can take a night off Friday. Gene, you had to come in every time. Oh, thanks for the donations tonight, fam, or should I say the contributions? And also, please subscribe. And we'll make Gene D take a night off. And you'll have a good time in that chat as well if you don't call in. And I really wish you would call in. We're looking for you, all right? Hit that like. I like those. I'll see you Friday. I know! It's busy.